And how's it going, guys? It calls me a Uncle, come back on my channel, and yeah, it's been a while, kind of a week or more. Sorry for that. I know I'm on vacations, but I still have a lot of work to do, so meh. Either way, let's get back to Yuri's Road. I'll try to record more, but I don't think I'll be able to. Oh well, load game, and let's get it. Haha, I suppose that's one way to see it. Well, we'll call it there for now, guys. And that marks the end of another lesson. On to more important news. Yay, it's time for lunch. I quickly checked my bag. Oh god damn it, I forgot. Of course I forgot my lunch. With a cig I start making my way to the vending machine in the hallway. A soft tap on my shoulder causes me to spin around. Hey. Oh, yo, Sayuri. Wanna come sit with us? She motions back to Monica and Yuri standing out to the side. They're all carrying their own lunch boxes. From my stomach's grumble, I'm pretty sure it's jealous of them. Maybe a good conversation with them can help distract me from my anger? Sure, sounds good to me. A few minutes later we find ourselves on the roof. I don't know what makes the roof such an attractive lunch spot. Maybe it's the refreshing breeze? Either way, I'm pretty glad that no one started locking the rooftop door yet. Huh, that's strange. Where's Natsuki? Oh, she texted me to say she wasn't feeling very well, so she did not come in. Anyways, how are you holding up with exams coming up? While I'm not thrilled with the whole idea of exams, I think I'll do well enough on them. What about you guys? With any luck, I'll do well. Cram school sure helps keep me on track. Monica, you don't even need any luck. You're probably gonna be the first in our year as usual. And the probability that your grades are purely based on luck is infinitesimally small. Thanks for the support, guys. How are you doing with your studying, Yuri? You know how it goes. Studying isn't the most absorbing activity in the world, but we do what we must. Yuri, I'm surprised that you actually dislike reading something. Well, it's because I don't complain, it doesn't mean that I like it. Well, it makes sense. There are plenty of books that I dislike for one reason or another. Like what? Just books that are poorly written or clumsily thought out themes. It's kind of weird knowing that Yuri actually dislikes something other than manga, that is. Anyway, what about you, Yuri? How are you doing in your exam preparations? Sarah looks away, her half smile not exactly emanating confidence. I think I'll do fine. Some of my classes are pretty easy for me, like Japanese. Let me guess, you're not excited for the STEM subjects. Yeah, I'll be fine though. I just gotta study some more and I should be okay. Well, that's good. Out of the corner of my eye, I catch Yuri staring at me. No one to back down though. I turn to stare back at her. What's up, Yuri? She quickly looks down, her face reddened. Nothing, I noticed that you didn't bring a lunch. Oh, that's because I don't have one today. Did you forget your lunch again? Hey, what do you mean by forget? It's not like my mom packs my lunches anymore. Why didn't you buy anything then? Lines will probably have been too long. Guess you're starving today then, huh? Yep, guess so. I see, they all unpacked the lunches already. The food looks all the more tantalizing given that I have nothing in front of me. As expected, Yuri brought a homemade bento, while Sayuri has 2 rice bowls. Meanwhile, Monica packed what looks like a club sandwich. Man, this is torture. Hey! The girls look at each other, bemused. You go first, Yuri. Alright, would you like a bite of my lunch? I'm not very hungry anyway. Are you sure? I've gone without lunch before, you know. I say that, but I'm still hoping that she shares a lunch with me. That braised pork belly in her bento looks delectable. Well, I'm also used to not eating lunch at school because meh. Or I'm too clumsy and I forget to buy the damn lunch and I don't take money with me because of that. Or I just get money but I spend it all at the morning and not at the lunchtime. Which is also being clumsy as fuck, but still. Yes, I'm sure. Here, she picks up a bite of food using her chopsticks and offers it up to me. Are you gonna feed me? Yeah. A subtle look flashes over Yuri's face. Did she really not realize what she was doing? Too late. Can't take it back now. I jumped down the mouthful of food that Yuri was holding. The taste are tenderly cooked meat and lightly aromatic rice flood my mouth. Suffice to say, it's good. Looking back at Yuri, her expression nearly makes me spew out the food in laughter. She looks crossed between mortified and happy, her face flaming. This is super tasty. Thanks for the food. You're welcome, but next time you can use the chopstick yourself. Fair enough. By the way, weren't you going to say something, Sayuri? Yeah, it's nothing. She looks down and fidgets with the rice ball in her hands. Really? Come on, you can tell us what's up. I forgot. Anyway, what you thinking about, Monica? So she forgot, huh? Normally I wouldn't let it go that easily, but since Yuri and Monica are here. Huh? Sorry, I kinda zoned out back there. What did I miss? Yuri shared some of her lunch with me, and he said that it was good. Surprisingly, Yuri looks quite pleased with herself right now. Oh, and she fed it to me. Please don't talk about that. It's so embarrassing. Looks like Yuri's really coming out of her shell, huh? Yuri covers her face with her hands, flustered beyond belief. But yeah, this is normal, but look at this. She is not okay. She is jealous as hell. Don't worry, you're the next one. Don't worry, kid. Come on, guys, let's give Yuri a break. Why don't you join with the teasing, Yuri? Well, because I'm a nice person. Huh, you've got us there. Plus, you never answered my question. Right. Monica says and picks at the fingernail. Well, I've been trying to decide on what I'm going to be doing in the next few years. It isn't too long before we all end up graduating, so I've been trying to figure out everything. Aren't you planning to go to college, though? Yeah, I am. Despite her words, the tone of her voice sounds uncertain. That's what I'm planning to doing as well. I've always thought that I was suited for academia. That definitely sounds like you see, Yuri. So, what about you? Do you have any post-graduation plans yet? For my true self, I'm gonna join the army, get some money, buy a car, and after the time I need to be there, check out and live normal life. I don't know. Probably I'll find a work after that. At least it will be easier to find work. Either way, let's see what this asshole have to do. To be honest, I haven't really given it too much thought. No, I can't say I have a solid idea of what I'll do at the moment. Fair enough. We're only second years after all. Maybe I'll check into something to do with literature. Good answer. Monica smiles playfully as she says that. If you ever need any more literature recommendations, you can always come to me. I will be more than happy to help you prepare for your future degree in literature. Sounds good to me. So what about you, Sayuri? I don't know. I haven't really thought about it. Maybe a teacher. That's a respectable profession inspiring the next generation. I don't know. If I had to guess, you're banking on getting long vacations. Well, I wouldn't exactly complain about the long breaks or anything. I wouldn't exactly. Welcome to Corona. Have fun. She glances around and giggles a bit. Maybe I could teach classes on writing poetry. I could definitely see you as a teacher surrounded by a crowd of adorable kids. Look, it would make a nice teacher as well, in my opinion. Huh, I hadn't thought of teaching as a career before. Really? How so? As a teacher in middle or high school, I mean. You're very kind and good listener. So, I believe that you would be good at providing support for the students. Ah, thanks. Of course, it's just my opinion, but I just wanted to tell you. She shyly twirls a strand of hair between her fingers as I smile at her. While I take another bite of Yuri's lunch, the girls keep on chatting amongst themselves. Monica's right. There isn't a whole lot of time before we have to go out into the real world. So this is just a game? Who knows? Provided I don't think that I would like to stay a high schooler forever. Meh, it depends on the school you are and what you do in classes. However, that also means that I'll have a lot more responsibilities to take care of. There's also the fact that it would be thought to stay with everyone once we all split off and to find our own schools and careers. I mean, what are the chances that we all end up doing similar things at the same place? Not that there isn't no chance of that happening between at least two of us, but you've got to admit that it's small. It makes me kind of sad to think about not being able to talk with everyone every day. And now that I think about it, what will happen between Yuri and I? At this point, I'm pretty sure that I want to stay close to her, even if we end having different interests. She's someone who I don't want to let go of. Hey, Luki. Huh? You were spacing out. Sorry about that. What were you talking about? At this point, it's really tough to decide on big things like our future when we have to ask for permission all the time for little things. Like we're supposed to decide on what we want to do with the rest of our lives, but we can't even go pee without asking a teacher. That is a good point. Well, I'm sure we'll figure something out. We've got time, so let's enjoy it while we can. I suppose you're right. We still have a year left before we have to worry after all. The lunch bell rings. Alright, I'll see you all in the club. They smile and wave a bit of half-heartedly. Looks like that conversation brought everyone a little down. Yeah, does it? Let's go to the club. Where are we going? The bus rattles a bit as it trundles down the street, the plastic hanging straps swaying gently overhead. Oh, public transportation, you're always there for me. I can always count on a ride from you, especially when meeting up with a cute purple-haired girl at the bookstore. It's a date, okay. Yeah. Ever since I got closer to Yuri, I've really been spending through books. I've really been speeding through books. Okay, speed run. Having someone to read with definitely helps in making sure I finish the books, but it also hasn't felt like a chore in a while. Suddenly the buzz lets out the high-pitched whine as it heads into a bus stop. Here's where I get off. I'm not too far away from the bookstore now. There it is. And there's Yuri. I wave at her, although she doesn't see me. She's fidgeting with her hair and glancing around, presumably looking for me. After a moment we make eye contact, she immediately smiles widely and stands up straighter. Hey. Hey Yuri, did I kept you waiting? No, I only arrived a moment ago. Thanks for inviting me out, by the way. Wait, she was the one who invited you out? What are you doing of your life, pal? It's supposed to be guys doing that first, not trying to say that girls cannot invite guys out. It's supposed to be the opposite. You know what I mean, fuck. It's a matter of courtesy, I believe. Being a gentleman is not easy, girls. And boys, it's not easy. Thanks for inviting me out, by the way. No problem, I was going to buy something here anyway. So, well, let's head in then, shall we? Let's. It's subtle, but I smell a scent of lavender and a touch of jasmine oil as she brushes past me. Once inside, that scent blends in nicely with the traces of old paper and ink emanating from the store. There's a sense of calm that envelopes us the moment we step inside, bolstered by the quiet, lulling sounds of flipping pages. Plastic covers gleam from the bookshelves as we pass by. With each and every step inside, Yuri seems to walk with a little more energy. I haven't been here for a while now. Really? When was the last time you were here? I believe it was roughly a month ago on a Sunday. Why haven't you visited more then? You know, it's been busy. I shouldn't be spending so much money on books too. She sings quietly and runs her fingers over the spine of a nearby row of books. I've been trying to read books online instead to save money, but being able to physically flip through the pages feels so much better. It's as if I just need something tangible in my hands. Yeah, I think I can understand that feeling. It's definitely easier to get distracted in reading something online. There's a lot of books I haven't seen before in this house. One novel with a particularly ornately designed cover catches my eye. The Awakening? This looks like one of those books considered classic literature. No, don't read it, you'll be awakened from this world. Like that would happen in a mod like this. You already noticed me eyeing it. Oh, are you curious about some of the novels here? I don't know, maybe that one over there. Why, have you read a lot of books in this section? She pulls the copy of The Awakening out from the shelf. Kate Copin's The Awakening. I did read this in middle school. To be honest, I don't recall too much about the plot. hold on, let me refresh my memory with the summary on the back cover. Her eyes quickly flit over the words on the back, and a moment later Yuri looks up with a smile. Ah yes, it's all coming back to me. This was quite an enjoyable read, from what I remember. So, what is it about? Well, it's considered a milestone of early feminist literature due to its social commentary and in-depth look into the main character, Psyche. The novel is about a married woman in the late 90th century, New, New Orleans, who struggles to find a place for herself in the restrictive society she lives in. Honestly speaking, I believe I like this book so much because I could relate to some of the themes. Oh, like what? Well, some of the most salient themes are solitude and the impact of social constraints and expectations. It's easy to find yourself falling into a solitary lifestyle without social support. In a way, detaching yourself from society and feel empowering in that you can take control over yourself away from outside influence. But it can also be quiet and lonely. Be quite lonely, okay. I can see how the theme would resonate with Yuri so deeply. She must have been a loner even in middle school. The societal expectations present in that era's version of the American South all work to represent the main character's true desires and needs, especially since the main character is a married woman who has to struggle with gender roles too. So you can relate to some expectations in the book society, to our society, in the book society to our society then. Of course, modern day society isn't as oppressive as the Victorian era was, but still there will always be social norms that people would be hard-pressed to disobey. You got a point there. And at any rate, Japanese society is rather restrictive and in comparison to other countries. Oh, you don't want to talk about that. Chinese society is way more restrictive and oppressive than Japanese society. You are free. You can say like that you are really free compared to Chinese society, you know. Either way, let's keep going. You've got that right. When I was a kid, I really wanted to move to America because of how freeing it seemed. Country of rock and roll, right? I don't know about that, but it's definitely a more individualistic culture. And anyway, The Awakening is a beautifully written book. I would recommend it for you if you wanted to read Critic of Society, although the ending is quite depressing. Oh, was that a spoiler? Nah, you're good. If you're gonna recommend the book this passionately, then guess I've gotta give it a shot. I take the copy of the novel from Yuri and turn it over in my hands. I'll be looking forward to hearing what you think about it. We continue strolling around the bookstore some more, this time looking for a book for Yuri. She pauses at a display and flips through a paperback, with a book with a black cover. What's that book? Battle Royale. I assume you've heard of it before. Yeah, I actually read a bit of it before. I never finished it though. Speaking of rock and roll in America, the main character is pretty obsessed with the US. Although, I'm guessing that you know that already. Well, I'm embarrassed to admit that I have never gotten to read it before. There are just too many books I need to read. How about we read it together then? I would like that. She smiles shyly, her eyes twinkling behind her bangs. And with that we leave for the front counter to purchase our books. The sun's blindingly bright outside, which contrasts against the chilly nature of the air. Would you like to get something to eat? Sure. There's a bakery nearby that's pretty good. They even serve tea. Last time I went there, I had black tea. Oh, that sounds lovely. Feel free to lead the way. Within a few minutes we're standing in front of the bakery. Through the glass storefront we can see rows upon rows of pastries and breads. As we enter, a wave of warm air carrying the scent of sweets and teas wash over us. It smells wonderfully here. If you weren't hungry before, you would definitely be hungry now. Plus, they even have oolong tea here. Really? I suppose I know what I'll be getting. I think I'll have a cup as well. As we approach the counter to order our drinks, the brownies on the display once again catch my eye. You know what? I think I'll have brownies too. I grab a tray and a pair of tongs to choose my own pastries. Yuri follows behind, hesitantly grabbing a tray of her own. Are you getting anything else to eat? I think I'll have a small slice of vanilla cake. By the time we finish grabbing our food, the line's cleared up. Hi, would that be all for you? I'll have some oolong tea as well as this brownie. The cashier quickly brings me up, while another worker bustles away in the background to prepare the tea. And your order, miss. Yuri sets her tray down on the counter with a clatter. Her voice is barely audible. Yes, I'll have the oolong tea as well as a slice of vanilla cake. Excuse me, could you repeat that? I'll have the oolong. Her voice wavers and as wrath grips up her face, and she glances desperately between me and the cashier. Should I do something? Oh, the fury. I might as well spare her the trouble of and just order for her. After all, I know that what she wants anyway. She'll have the oolong tea and this slice of vanilla cake. Is that okay with you? Yuri nods her head. Right, we'll have your teas done in just a minute. Just as the cashier said, it only takes about a minute or so until our teas are ready. Yuri avoids eye contact as we pick up our cups of tea. With our food in hand, we make our way over to some tables to sit down at. As we walk, she keeps her head ducked down and her eyes steadily trained on the floor. Hey, Yuri. Yes, are you alright? Yeah, I'm fine. It's just that she starts playing with her hair, stroking it quickly. Don't worry about what happens. If you like, when I'm around, I can help you handle all that stuff. That would be nice. She breathes a sigh of relief. Everyone has their own thing that they are good at. You're a lot more book smart than me, and I just happen to be more used to talking to people. We balance out in a way. Yes, I suppose you're right. Thank you. Don't mention it. I settled down at our table. We finally dig into our respective sweets. The inside of the brownie is moist and thick. The sweetness not too overwhelming. I look around while savoring my bite, chewing at a slow pace. Although the streets are still dotted with people here and there, the foot traffic has started to lighten up. When I look back at Yuri, I catch her looking at me, her eyes filled with curiosity. Once she realizes that she's been caught staring, she sheepishly turns red in a admission of guilt. I'm sorry, didn't mean to. Relax, it's nothing to apologize for. Embarrassed, she glances away from me. Somehow I get the feeling that she wants to say something, but is too shy to say it. As I muse over Yuri's thoughts, I pop another piece of brownie in my mouth. How's the cake? Oh, it's a bit sweet, but very light. I'm assuming you are enjoying your brownie, judging by the smile on your face. She covers her mouth with her hand as she giggles. Okay, you got me. The brownie's really good. I see. I shiver as I take a sip of my oolong tea. Man, the sweetness of the brownie really makes the tea that much more bitter. Maybe I shouldn't have ordered it. Yuri sneaks several more looks at me as I continue eating. Does she want something? What's up? Ah, nothing. But as she said that, I noticed that she's not looking at me exactly, right? She's looking at my brownie. Oh, they want to try some of my brownie. It's okay. Once again, she blushes as she speaks. It's really pretty cute. How flustered she can get. Come on, I insist. Before she can protest, I steal her fork and spear a piece of my brownie through it. Here you go. Make sure you eat it while it's still warm. Yeah, thank you. You really don't have to. Hey, sharing is caring, right? She giggles a bit as she accidentally nibbles down on the brownie chunk. Man, her eyes are really lighting up. Honestly, I didn't really expect Yuri to have a sweet tooth. Pretty good, huh? It's very sweet, but the inclusion of dark chocolate cuts through that sweetness a bit. It does. We continue enjoying the food and each other's company, slowly passing the day away. After a while, she smiles, tracing the rim of her teacup with a finger. I've really enjoyed our time here today. This is a lovely little bakery as well. I'll have to revisit it on my own time. Thanks Naski and Sayuri for introducing me to this place. Oh, you came here to get with them? Nah, I just happened to see them eating here a while back. Ah, I see. But yeah, we should definitely come back here again sometime. Yes, that'd be nice. With our food finished, we get up and throw away our trash. Hey, you want to catch the bus? I think one should be coming around soon. That sounds like a good idea. What about the cutting problem? We have not heard about a cutting problem until now, but we do know she cut herself 2 times in our house and 1 time at school. We know that. This will be fun to watch. We settled down on the bus stop bench, sitting close together, but not too close. I nervously tapped my fingers on my knee. Looks like I've run out of things to say, but surprisingly Yuri saves the day by speaking up. The day has gone by much faster than I expected. It seems like only an hour ago that I left the house for the bookstore. She shifts the book in her bag and smiles down at them. I guess that means it was pretty fun then. I suppose so. Peering down the road for a moment, I spot a glaring set of headlights slowly growing closer. Hey, looks like the bus is here. It stops with a low hiss, and I motion for Yuri to get on ahead of me. Fortunately, it doesn't look too crowded there, so there should be plenty of seats for us to sit together. Suddenly Yuri stumbles on the step leading into the bus, falling onto her hands and knees and causing her books to tumble down after her back. I futilely reach out to grab her, but I'm not close enough to reach her in time. Few people peep around curiously to look for the source of the commotion. Yuri quickly stands, her face flushed, as she scrambles to shove the book back into her bag. Reach down to help her. Here, let me help. Are you okay, Yuri? I'm fine. With the last of books back in her bag, we finally enter the bus. Yuri speeds over to the first seat she sees and sits down, keeping her head down, as if avoiding the stares from the other passengers. She adamantly continues to stare out the window, as I slide in the seat after her. You sure you're alright? Yeah, I'm fine. Despite her words, I notice winds breaking through her controlled expression. Yuri, let me see your hands. Why? Come on, just humor me for a moment. She reluctantly turns her hands over. They're red from the impact, but don't look particularly hurt. Which means, did you scrape your knees? She's wearing black leggings as usual, so her knees are covered up, but that material isn't very thick. A little bit. You want me to take a look at it? No. Her sudden outburst startled me a bit. Sorry, I just meant that it's fine. I'll just check it when I get home, and bandage it as is needed. Alright, if you're sure. Sorry. What for? She bites her lip and twists her bag handle around in her hands. For making you worry. You've already done so much for me today and... well, just feel guilty. Yuri, this girl doesn't exist. This kind of girl doesn't exist, for fuck's sake. Yuri, have nothing to feel guilty about. Worrying is what friends do, right? And that goes for everyone else that happened. For everything else that happened today too. As your friend, I like helping you out when I can. I get it, thank you. Of course. This has been so embarrassing. You've just had an unlucky day today, it's all. Try not to worry about it too much. It's just said and done. Yuri mutters this last statement to herself, probably intending for me to miss it. The conversation fades out after this, leaving us simply watching the scenery blur out by outside. Although we're not talking, it just feels right, just sitting there together like this. After a while, though, I decide to break the silence. It's nice to physically be with Yuri, but I want to continue getting to know her better. By the way, it seems like the exams are coming up. It seems like we've been talking about them more lately. Sorry, we can talk about something else if you want. No, it's only natural that it would come up in conversation. After all, we are students. Yeah, I think I've just been thinking about them more often because I think things will go well for me this time. What do you mean by that? Well, I guess you could say that I didn't like to think about them before. They're such a drag, you know. And I would rather just distract myself than study. Hey, it's fine now though. I've recently gotten a lot better at concentrating on studying and stuff like that. And I'm pretty sure that reading more has definitely played a role in that. Yuri tilts her head and smiles. Really? That's wonderful. Yeah, I'm glad you helped me to get into reading. So, thank you for that. My heart rate bumps up a bit as Yuri smiles widely at me. A second later she seems to catch herself and puts on a more demure expression. I mean, I'm just glad that you're enjoying literature now. She starts playing with her hair, seemingly distracting herself from her own thoughts and feelings. But I'm surprised that you couldn't concentrate before this. Huh? I meant, never mind. What is it? Well, you seem to be able to concentrate on video games and manga just fine. I'm sorry for being so blunt. You're fine. I'll have to admit that that's true. But it doesn't count, concentrating on hobbies is totally different from doing something you dislike. Well, that is true. Speaking of video games and manga, I should probably spend some more time studying. Of course, we'll still hang out in the literature club, but Yui suddenly sits up, her posture much stiffer, and it had been just a second ago. Sorry, but did I do something wrong? What? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. I just did it again, sorry. You're totally fine. And I didn't do anything wrong either, so don't apologize for anything. I'm not sure why you think you did, though. But you just said that you didn't want to spend any time to get outside of the club anymore. I said quietly. I just meant that we should probably start studying more since the exams are coming up. I still definitely want to hang out at school, and after exams are over, I want to do a lot more stuff with you. But I just might not be able to hang out as often until then. So you see, everything's alright. Well, except for the part about taking exams. I see, I shouldn't have jumped to conclusions. So, please don't apologize. It's alright. What matters is that we are all good now, right? I suppose so. Just not used to people being so nice to me. Or to people actually wanting to be around me. That was so embarrassing to say. She looks out the window as the darkening sky, although I can still see her crimson cheeks reflected in the glass. Yuri, not quite sure of what to say, but I definitely know what I feel. That I feel a crushing wave of sympathy for her. I don't know everything about what you've been through, but I do know that I want to be there for you. So you would better get used to people being nice to you. The violet-haired girl turns towards me a bit, allowing a small smile to peek out at me. Thank you. As we approach you stop, we sit in silence again for a bit. Hey, are you okay? She looks up at me with deep sadness in her soft eyes. Can you promise me something? Of course, what is it? No matter what happens, will you keep being my friend? Without a doubt, say Yuri. There's no question about it. A smile breaks through her somber expression as her eyes glisten under the buzz fluorescent lights. Okay. Also, about the topic we were discussing earlier. Why did I say later? Well, why don't we study together? That's actually a really good idea. You can come over to my house after school, and we can study together. Well, don't know how much I can help you, but I would certainly benefit from your help. Yuri nods and opens her mouth to speak, but pauses when she realizes that the buzz is at a stop. Looks like I'm getting off here. Then I'll message you about the details later. I get up to let her through. Once in the house, she steps out towards the exit, but then stops to turn back to me. Goodbye. Hope you have a pleasant evening. See you at school. She smiles and then disappears into the darkness outside. I'll do more days because I have been too much time away. I'm sorry guys, really. Now I remember why I missed this game. Let's see. Brr. I'm really starting to feel the chill of the nippy November air. If this is any indication, it looks like winter is going to be pretty bad this year. Blowing on my hands, I start the journey to school, although I stop once I see a familiar red bow on the sidewalk. Hey. Morning, Siri. Man, it's cold, isn't it? She shivers slightly. No surprise given her uniform, much like mine, isn't really built for warmth. Nah, it really is. My hands are the worst. I'm always forgetting my gloves. Forgetting, or have you just lost them again? Same thing, really. Anyway, how have you been recently? Yeah, pretty good, thanks. How about you? Yeah, I've been okay. This year feels like it's going to by so quickly, doesn't it? Tell me about it. Since joining the literature club, it feels like a blur. Yeah, you've really settled in well, haven't you? I'm so glad that you managed to make friends with everyone so soon. Especially Yuri. Huh? What was that supposed to mean? Nothing, just teasing. It really looks like you two are getting along, huh? Yeah, we are. She's just really fun to talk to. Always shrouded in misery, so I never really know what to expect. But it's not a bad thing, you know. I was kinda surprised to see her open up to you so much. I always thought she would just keep to herself. Yeah, I guess. Not complaining though. I'm just glad that I've managed to get her out of her shell, you know. You didn't think I have anything to talk to her about when we first met, but I'm glad to have been proven wrong. Hehe, she's really smart and elegant, isn't she? Yeah, for sure. I've never met anyone like her before. I was kind of scared she would be really judgmental, well, we both know I'm not a poet, nor do I have an extensive taste in reading. But as I got to know her more and more, I felt like we actually have a lot more in common than I realized. She's really opened my eyes into a whole new world of literature, and I'm really grateful for that. Serious quiet for a moment, although truthfully, I don't really notice. My brain is still preoccupied thinking about all the time I've spent with Yuri. Hey. Huh? You were staring off into space. Oh, sorry. Was just thinking about stuff. She looks down for a moment. What kind of stuff do you guys talk about? I've never seen you so lost in thought, so I'm guessing it was pretty deep. Would you believe me if I said books? The Awakening, to give an example. I don't think I've heard of it. What is it about? Ugh, God, that's a question. Well, the main themes are about society, constraints, loneliness, expectations, that kind of thing. Didn't realize how lonely Yuri was. Discussing the book with it and drawing upon the parallel between its themes and her life really made me notice. Although in a strange way, it made me enjoy our time together. Felt like she was finally had a proper friend she could talk about her hobbies and talk with around the town, and walk with around the town. I get the feeling she doesn't really get to discuss her literary interests in much detail, which is really sad. But seeing how happy and excited she was, it really puts a smile on my face. That's just like you, always looking out for others. I remember you were like that with me when we were kids. I remember those days as well. They feel like such a long time, don't they? They really do. Our conversation is cut short by the school looming in sight. After bidding each other's goodbyes, we both make our ways to our respective classes. About half an hour has passed since the start of the lesson. After explaining the task, Sakurai left us to our own devices while he sits at the front marking some papers. It's amazing how much more engaging the material is when you actually have an interest in it. I can't exactly say I'm an history buff, but spending time with Yuri, especially when we talk about themes, has made me appreciate what the world was like during the previous century. Well, it's not like I'm a history buff either, but I was good at it because I'm good at memorizing things for a short period of time. Like 1-2 weeks and then it's gone. I usually use that when I was on tests, because history test is just you memorizing every topics and stuff and then just throw it there on the lines and you'll have a good mark. And that's what I always did, and it always went good. I never had bad grades at history. So I'm happy about that. Yeah, I can. And when it's a subject that you like, you take even better grades because you already know some things about that subject. It's cool. It's easy for us to see now, but back then, no one realized Germany was a breeding ground for hatred. Yes, that explains Hitler. When they lost the World War I, Hitler got insane and took over Germany. And then World War II happened. A couple of years later, I mean. Either way, let's get going. Everything's going alright, Lucky. All good on my end, sir. You are right, this interview really is interesting, haha. Of course, although it's rather unfortunate in how I'm limited with how much depth I can go into, given that this is just high school history. Anyways, I wanted to ask you how you're feeling for your upcoming exams. Pretty confident, actually. I've been doing a lot of reading, so I reckon I'll do pretty well with the essay subjects. Well, in that case, I expect your history remarks to be a true reflection of how amazing your teacher is. Sorry, teacher humor. Anyway, that's encouraging to hear. How about the science and mathematics? Well, not my strong suit, but I've a few study sessions with Yuri, and I'm hoping she consolidate my knowledge. Study sections? You're adopting a very commendable approach to ensure you're a well-rounded student. It has nothing to do with you wanting to spend more time with Yuri, I assume. Just teasing. But for what it's worth, take it from me. You would definitely kill two birds with one stone. He winks and chuckles to himself. A warm flush course through my cheeks as I watch him as he approaches the next student. Well, he strikes me as the kind of guy who's been in my situation before. Maybe he has, who knows. With the sound of the bell ringing in my ears, I pack up my things and head for the literature club. Let's see. After waving hello to the girls, I take a seat soon after Monica kick starts the session. Okay, everyone. As you are all aware, exams are coming up, so over the next few weeks I think it would be best if we put the sessions on hold. I know no one really wants to, but unfortunately I'll be too busy to run them unless someone else wants to run these sessions in my place. There's a general murmur of conversation. It wouldn't really feel the same without you, to be honest. Agreed. I could do with more time to focus on math and stuff anyway. As much as I enjoy these sessions, they don't really help out with that. How about you, Siri? Natsuki? Yeah, it's a shame, but I understand. Fine by me. We need to have a Christmas party, though. Like we did with Halloween. Haha, we can definitely plan that after our exams are over. For now, though, let's share poems, shall we? That was a good session to end. That was a good session to end it on for now, guys. So, see you all soon. Oh, and Sayuri, you wanted to talk. With that, I head for the door with Yuri in tow. Ironically enough, I find myself thinking of Sayuri this time as I walk home with Yuri. What does she think about when she walks home? I kind of feel guilty walking home with Yuri instead of Sayuri, but Sayuri stayed behind to talk to Monica after the club meeting ended, so a part of me kind of is glad that I get to talk to Yuri alone, though. Okay? Yeah, I'm sorry, I sort of spaced out for a bit. It's fine, you must be feeling stressed from all that exam preparation. Yeah, totally. Anyway, I was just saying, I'm glad that we did end up planning this study session together. With my help, perhaps you'll feel less stressed after today. That is to say, if you need any help at all. I'm not trying to assume anything about your capabilities or anything. Don't worry, I'm pretty sure I will need your help. How have you been, though? Read any books? I actually did start on one fairly recently. The Stranger by Albert Camus. Huh, is it any good? It is, at least in my opinion. Simply put, it's about a man who looks like, well, a stranger in society. He is overwhelmingly indifferent to life, and as a result really disregards social norms. I don't know if you're familiar with Camus, but he wrote a lot on the absurd. What, like ridiculous things? More like absurdly in the philosophical sense. Yeah, I would say that. Well, he doesn't explicitly speak on it in The Stranger, but the novel is heavily entrenched in themes of absurdity, and they are shown through the seeming innate irrationality of humanity through the plot's events. Funnily enough, the main character only finds happiness after realizing that there is no inherent meaning to life. Not that I actually find it funny or anything. Geez, she is always overthinking her words. It's cute when she gets flustered, but it also makes me worry for her. Well, I'll do what I can to distract her from her nerves. So that absurdity comes from the lack of purpose in the universe then? Not quite. Rather it comes from the contradictions between the simultaneous need and inability to find that purpose. Dang, kind of depressing subject matter, don't you think? I suppose so. But interestingly, Camus still thought that we should search for a meaning to life anyway. Hey, wanna continue our conversation inside? With a start, Yuri looks up to see that we've reached my house. I didn't realize that we already arrived. I don't doubt that, after all our conversation been pretty interesting. Interesting, okay, yeah. We make our way up to the front door as I rummage through my bag for my keys. Right, there they are. The lock smoothly turns with a sharp click, and with that we are in. I toss my bag onto the couch while Yuri places it gently on the floor. As I stretch, a yawn breaks across my face. Tired already? She sits down on the couch and smiles at me with a gentle chuckle. Honestly, I'm always tired when I get home from school. I can only take so much schooling before I collapse and die. I suppose I'll need a defibrillator ready when we start studying. Hope you know CPR. Find myself slowing down on the couch as we pull out our revision materials. So many notes to look over. I really don't want to start. Hey, speaking of that, you know how we were speaking about absurdism before? Isn't all that kind of familiar to existentialism? Or nihilism? Yes, although I would say that absurdist through thought lies somewhere in the between those two. For instance, existentialism would say that you can find a meaning to life. Nihilist would say that you can't, and absurdist would assert that you can to some extent. So, what would you say your meaning to life is? So you're finally asking this question. To be honest, I'm not sure. I don't think I've read enough to form any solid conclusions. Really? You haven't read enough? It's not that hard to believe it, is it? There are so many books out there that I want to read, but that I may never get to. And there are so many things that I want to do, but can't seem to bring myself to do. Like what? He urgently looks up and straight in the eyes, her gaze piercing through my soul. Like, her eyes seems particularly intense above her blushing cheeks and slightly parted lips. Never mind, she looks away just as quickly, her cheeks deepening in color. Well, regardless, you can always ask me for help whenever you need it. Seriously, I would be more than happy if you could depend on me. Thank you, you're so thoughtful as always. I'm so glad that I have you to rely on. Makes me feel safe and secure. Your voice suddenly takes on a sensual breathiness, causing shivers to run down my spine. Hey, you mean it, right? You're not lying, are you? Eh? No, why would I? Oh, she's getting insane. That's right, you would never lie to me. I'm so glad I would never have to worry about you abandoning me. Yeah. So we are finally getting to the source of the problem. Oh, this will be fun to watch. Hey, my heart is beating so fast right now. I don't have much experience with romance, but isn't your reacting kind of weird? You really must have noticed my uncertain facial expression as she abruptly snaps out of her reverie. Sorry, just said something weird. It's alright. This is seriously awkward. The only thing I seem capable of doing is laughing uncomfortably. Let's just change the subject. There's nothing strange about showing gratitude. So don't sweat it, Yuri. Really? Okay then, thank you. Anyway, we would better get started on study before it gets too late. After all, that's the reason why you are here, right? Ah, yes. We spread out all our textbooks and notes on the coffee table and begin deciding on where to start. I'm still feeling too awkward to meet her eyes, but hopefully this feeling fades soon. Ah, shoot, the pen that I would been spinning twirls out of my grasp and clatters across the table. Yuri jumps a bit startled by the sudden noise. She must have been concentrating hard on her problem sets. It's no wonder that she's a better student than me, with how incredibly focused she can get. Well, it's not like I set the bar high on anything, but she's just really diligent. She seems virtually immune to distractions and boredom. Unlike me, my mind probably wanders 80% of the time. It's been a while since we started, hasn't it? Looks like you picked up on how bored I am. Yeah, we actually got a lot done. Thanks for all your help with math and physics, by the way. Ah, you're welcome. Helping you solidified everything in my mind, anyway, so you don't give yourself enough credit. You're a real lifesaver. Thank you. I know that I sometimes have a hard time articulating my thoughts and on certain topics, so just let me know if you need me to explain something again. Well, I think I got the gist of everything for now. My stomach gurgles before I can continue talking about schoolwork. On another note, how does dinner sound? Oh, I wouldn't want to impose. Come on, I'm gonna be cooking for myself anyway. What's one more mouth to feed? Well, if you're absolutely sure. Of course I am. Actually, do you want extras to take home too? I want to make it up for your parents for keeping you away so far. They won't need it. You needn't go that far to be a gracious host. Alright then, if you're sure. You're gonna study a little bit more, or do you want to help make sure I don't burn the house down in the kitchen? I would love to help, but she bites her lip and her cheeks pink. Would it be alright if I were to do a couple of stretches in the living room while you cooked? I apologize if this isn't inappropriate. Huh? You mean something like yoga? I'm a little, although I've never specifically done yoga before. Looks weird enough. It feels like embarrassing. It's embarrassing? As I try to imagine you doing yoga, my cheeks begin to heat up. Okay, yeah, I can see why you would think that about yoga. Anyway, there are just some simple stretches to help relieve some of my back and neck pain. I have a terrible posture, and sitting down for extended periods of time with my back hunched over tends to make my muscles incredibly tense. Posture, huh? Well, you gotta do what you gotta do. Feel free to do exercise in the living room then. She smiles gratefully at me. It wouldn't take too long. I ponder my dinner options as I head into the kitchen. I do still have some frozen dumplings left, but I don't really want to make it and seem like they're the only thing I ever eat. As much as I love them, a man gotta have his limits. So, what's another dish that I could somehow impress Yuri? Rice is always an option, but I don't know if I have anything to make side dishes with. I quickly wash the rice and pop it in the rice cooker while I think. If I still have some pre-made curry rocks left in the box, then bingo, I have enough ingredients for it, so curry it is. Good thing I've went to the grocery shopping. My mind wanders as I dice the kitchen and season it. Dice this chicken and season it. This kind of reminds me of when Sayori and Yuri cooked for me when I was sick. Talking to Mom about the house almost getting set on fire was not fun, to say the least. I'm just glad she understood that they were taking care of me and that mistakes happen. Speaking of, I would better get the stove going. After a while I've got all the vegetables and chicken going on a pot. All it needs now is chicken stock, seasoning and curry rocks, and it will be done. I wonder how Yuri's doing. Hold on, I should focus on making the food first. No need to pull a Sayori here. The sweet and slightly spicy smell of curry has completely permeated the kitchen by now. It's just like when I was a kid. But back then it would be Dad standing here making the curry. We would all sit around the table for dinner, talking about our day and the day ahead. I miss those times, but I just need to focus on living here, in the here and now. All that stuff is in the past. Otherwise, that wouldn't make anyone happy. I'm just gonna check on Yuri before I continue down this train of thought. Hey Yuri, are you doing okay? I sharply nailed through these sounds from the living room. Did I startle her? Whoops. Yeah. Her voice seems to be strained as she answers back. Didn't slightly mess up her stretching, did I? I'll be there in a moment. It's okay. Feel free to take as much time as you need. I'll just be here. Oh, you almost... Why don't you push it a little harder to see what she's doing? Come on, you can do it. You're not that dumb, I think. Ugh. Okay, a few minutes later I have the curry ladled into two dishes alongside fluffy white rice. As if on cue, Yuri finally enters the kitchen sniffing the air appreciably. Apologies for taking so long. Nah, it's fine. I've made curry before, so I've got this. It looks great though. I haven't had Japanese curry in a while. Well, feel free to dig in then. She smiles as she settles down into the meal. Eating together with Yuri feels almost like an intimate exercise. She carefully savors each bite as if she were a food critic, imprinting the dish to her memory. So, how's the food? Bring on all the critics, I'm strong enough to handle them. Your curry turned out quite well, although I believe you could have used some more salt, and maybe a bit of more heat. You're into spicier dishes, eh? Well, when it comes to curry, I suppose so. My mother did always prefer spicy foods, and that ended up influencing my own tastes. I'll keep them in mind for the next time I cook dinner for you. My own parents liked sweeter curries, probably because I don't have much of a spice tolerance to begin with. There's no time like the present to begin building up that tolerance. You've got me there. Anyways, if you're finished, I can take care of the dishes. Oh no, you're the one who treated me, so I should wash them. I can't allow myself to be such a bother. Hey, it's seriously no bother at all. But, alright, if you're not backing down, how about a compromise? I can wash the dishes and you can dry them. Ah, that works. We gather up all the dishes and pots and dump them into the sink. It doesn't take long for us to settle in a comfortable rhythm of washing and drying the dishes. However, my attention drifts more and more towards Yuri as the time passes on. At one point, I'm looking over in her direction more than I am at the dishes themselves. Well, she'll probably call me out on it if my washing gets too sloppy. She's got the deep look of concentration on her face again. Oh well. It's pretty amazing how she can get lost in doing things from studying and reading to even doing the dishes. That's something I seriously admire about her. She was she has the unwavering ability to completely devote herself to her tasks at hand. Somehow I could never see her giving anything up halfway through or leaving her work unfinished. Honestly speaking, it's a quality that a lot of more people need. Looking. Oh, what's up? You've been washing your hands for almost a minute now. Wait, what? Look down it and see that I've been literally scrubbing my hands with a sponge. Oh, sorry. Was just were you lost in thought? Yeah, guess you could say that. Haha, sorry. I need to apologize. You know how often it happens to me after all. I'm surprised that you were that preoccupied with your daydreams, so. What were you thinking about, if you don't mind me asking? Well, I'm more surprised that Yuri isn't commenting about my staring at her, but it's good to know that I'm more stealthy than I thought. Either than that, or she has grown more used to me at this point. Oh, I was thinking about how nice this day has been. Ah, yes, it's been lovely studying with you today. It's always nice being with you. I never find it difficult to talk to you, and you always make me feel comfortable being myself. Yeah, same here. We stare at each other for a moment, our blushing faces breaking into smiles. I'm looking. May I use your restroom? She shuffles away for a bit, clearly being too keen to rush away to the bathroom. That wasn't what I was expecting her to say, but if she needs to go then. Of course, you know where it is, right? Thank you. Okay, more cuts than it is. Quick footsteps allow her upstairs to the restroom. Well, I don't know what I was really expecting, but I guess I'll head back into the living room. I'm not too late in the day yet, but it's already dark out. What's taking her so long? Should I check on her? Should I really hope my curry didn't upset her stomach somehow? I should probably see how she's doing just in case. Just making to the top, Yuri steps out of the bathroom. Oh, everything seems a bit irregular, and she looks noticeably more disheveled than I remember. She must have noticed my concerned gaze as she quickly turns away. Is there something on my face? You were just taking a really long time, so I wanted to check it, if you were okay. I'm fine, but thank you for your concern. Her breathing is still suspiciously uneven. Are you sure? I said I'm fine. She takes a deep breath. Sorry for snapping at it. I'm just feeling a little out of sorts. No, I should be apologizing. I didn't mean to pry. Although I don't even know what I'm prying into. It must be serious though if Yuri is getting this irritable. It's no problem. Yeah, everyone says that. We're We are quiet as we make our way back downstairs. I wonder what she's thinking. It's starting to get late now. Yep. I was just about to say if you wanted to pack up and head out. I probably should. I don't want to keep you up too late on the school night. Don't worry about it. I wish we could just hang out forever, but life has other plans. Light blush things Yuri's pale cheeks as she continues putting away her books. Not to mention the bus schedule. Yeah, we can't have you missing that now, can we? There's a soft look in Yuri's eyes as she finally takes her bag and moves to stand beside me. I believe I'm ready now. Alright then, let's go. Walking to the nearest bus stop, our pace is fairly unhurried. But that's alright, it's nice. Leisurely walking through the night with Yuri by my side. Upon reaching the bus stop, we sit down and look up at the clear sky. Countless stars twinkle down from the endless ocean of the night. The darkness seems all the more deep and unfathomable when compared to the luminous moon. A melancholic smile graces Yuri's face, her eyes shining in the starlight. Hey, isn't it strange to think that some of the stars we're seeing could already be dead? We just haven't realized it yet. And we may die long before we ever realize it. Humans are ephemeral creatures, aren't they? You talk as if thought you're not a human to yourself. It seems kind of poetic, our being able to appreciate and remember those stars' glory even after they disappear. Even though we might be short-lived in relation to the rest of the universe, I think it's lucky that we'll still be able to experience such beauty. That's a beautiful way of seeing it. You're right, people who die, we should be thankful that we were able to spend time with them at all. From dead stars to dead people, huh? I wonder if Yuri's experienced loss before. Looking back at her, though, it's clear that she once again drifted off into her thoughts. Not even the bus arrival seems to distract her. Hey Yuri, the bus here. Oh, you're right, I hadn't noticed. The bus is pretty empty, although that's to be expected. Most of people get off before it reaches the residential areas. Well, I suppose. Yuri takes a window seat and I slide into the next seat to her. The seat next to her. The night sky outside is still as dark as ever, but now it's filtered by the fluorescent light reflecting out of the window. Yuri yawns politely, covering her mouth as soon as she does. Excuse me, I'm just feeling incredibly tired all of a sudden. Yeah, same here. We were pretty productive today, weren't we? A few moments pass by quietly with the two of us swaying gently along with the bus. Without a word passing between us, Yuri starts leaning into me. At this point my nose is filled with the scent of lavender mint and lilac. Although I might not be sure of what the scent exactly are, what I know is that it smells nice. Besides, it just feels so right, and can't help but feel totally relaxed. The warm fuzziness inside of me causing my perception of time to slow to a graceful pace. Suddenly Yuri sits back up with jolt. I'm sorry, I didn't realize I was dozing off. It's perfectly fine. You can stay awake and keep an eye out. I can stay away and keep an eye out for your stop if you want to close your eyes for a bit. No, I'm fine. She sure doesn't sound fine. Yuri practically can't keep her eyes open anymore. I'm not sleepy at all. Her voice was dropped down to a murmur and she hastily makes an attempt to rubbing the sleep from her eyes. Wake me up if I fall asleep again, okay? Alright, got it. With that, we fall back into a cozy silence. Within a few minutes, Yuri is nodding off once again. She feels so utterly warm beside me. It's making my eyes race. There's a certain tranquility about the vulnerability of her expression when she's sleeping. Yuri must be really tired to completely fall asleep like this. I would hate to interrupt her well-deserved sleep. After all, she's helped me a lot today and she should get her rest. Plus, it feels really nice to have her sleep with her head on my shoulder. But she asked me to wake her up again. She might be too polite, just be too polite to want to sleep against me. But then again, she might also want me to respect her wishes. I'm probably overthinking this. I'll just let her sleep. You know what? I'll just let her sleep. She's way too peaceful for me to disturb her right now. Proper property property be damned. I'll let her sleep on me for as long as she needs to. Her head is a bit heavy on my shoulder, but at the same time, her warmth makes me feel light inside. Man, I can't believe that she is actually cuddling up to me right now. Back before I joined the club, I never would have guessed that I would get close to anyone before the year ended. I'm definitely going to savor this moment for a while. It's a while before your eyes finally flutter open again. Hey, she jerks back with an embarrassed look on her face. Did I just fall asleep again? Yeah, did you have a nice sleep? Yuri looks at me reproachfully. I thought I told you to wake me up. Hey, I didn't say when. Besides, I was going to wake you up when we got closer to your stop. A quiet sig escapes from her lips. You know what I meant. Don't worry about it. It was nice to see you get some rest. I've got the duty to look after you as a friend too, right? I suppose. Sorry, I'm just particularly irritable tonight. Well, everyone has their bad days. Plus, if this is you when you're feeling irritable, then you've got the patience of an angel. And regardless of how you feel, I'll always try my best to protect you. She looks away bashfully at my compliment, her face red. It looks like I'll have to get off soon. I must have been asleep for a while. As the bus nears Yuri's stop, she goes through her bag to check that everything is in place. Did you forget? You didn't forget anything, did you? No, thankfully not. Want me to walk you home? No, I wouldn't want you to go that far out of your way. She looks down for a moment, scuffing her shoe against the floor. Thank you. What for? Doesn't hesitation before she answers, but she eventually shoots me a bittersweet smile. For putting up with me, perhaps. Hey, there's nothing you need to apologize for. I've had a great time with you today, and I wouldn't change a second of it. You're always so caring. Now it's my turn to be embarrassed. I sheepishly scratch the back of my neck. Haha, no need to thank me. If you ever feel like talking, you let me know, and I'll listen. Her expression relaxes as she takes a slow, deep breath. That means a lot to me. With a slow wheeze, the buzz finally stops to let Yuri off. My English is terrible today. Yada. Well, I'll be going now. Thank you for everything. You don't have to thank me all the time, you know. I'll see you tomorrow, Yuri. Waving one last time, Yuri ducks out of the bus and into the cool night air. Yuri desu. The bell rings, signaling the end of another school day. As the usual sound of footsteps and scraping chairs fills the air, I stand up and make my way down to the literature club. As I push the door open, the air immediately fills with what sounds like an argument. A given, seeing as I could hear Natsuki's voice from the corridor. And who's her unfortunate opponent this time? Of course. All I'm saying is that cash should be a perfectly viable option to give as a present. But isn't that a rather cold and pragmatic present? Settle down. Up to Monica and Sayuri. So, how would this one start? I was talking to Monica about having a secret Santa for Christmas, which led to the conversation onto gifts. Natsuki mentioned that she wouldn't mind receiving money, and here we are. We all watched the two girls continue to squabble. Both of them still look fairly adamant about their positions. Aren't you going to break it up? I could, but I think this still counts as more as of a debate rather than a full-blown argument. And I'm hoping that it gives me gift ideas. At Alright, and back to the verbal sparring session. There's no thought put into it. All you're doing is telling the receiver to buy their own presents in lieu of your taking the effort to do so. And that's the point of giving people money. I would be way happier and getting money than something I don't need or want for Christmas. You can do whatever you want with money. Anything. Not anything, but still, you got a point. But also Yuri's got a point, because it is more, how can I say it? It is more effective if you choose a present than you just give money and say, screw it, buy what the fuck you want. Buy the shit you want, I don't care, just have some money and go there. Fuck it. I don't care, I don't give a shit about what you're gonna buy, just buy it. It's not like that, you shouldn't do that. Either way. It just seems tasteless for me. There's no Christmas spirit involved. Christmas is supposed to be more than just a gift exchange. But what about people who don't know me well, or who don't know what to get me? Are they just supposed to ask me what I want? That ruins the surprise too, and at that point I would rather cut out the middleman. I just get money as a present. In that case, they should just try to subtly get to know you better, or ask one of your friends. Yeah, because that's so easy to do. It is! Like, if they don't want to ask you, they can ask to one of your friends your likes. It's easy. Your likes and dislikes. Yuri. Wait, what? I forgot to read that. And what if I just flat out want money as a present because I don't need anything? Or because I want to save up money for something big to myself? That's not the point of presents, though. Okay then, what's the point of it all, huh? As I said, the point is to show people that you care for them by gifting them things that you believe they need or want. But what if I want money? Like, gee, sorry for not being rich enough to not worry about saving up for things. It's just not something you do during Christmas. Well, gift giving shouldn't even really be the central part of the Christmas. But given that we do emphasize it now in modern days, we should see the process of picking out a present and giving it to someone as a celebration of all the time you've spent with the recipient. It shows that you care enough to give them something personal. Impermanent presents, things that don't last, they'll real just quickly and easy substitutes for thoughtful lifelong gifts. Okay, if you hate impermanent presents so much, then I'm guessing you don't like food as presents too. I wouldn't say I hate them. Come on, what's wrong with food? It's perfectly good gift. I mean, I wouldn't mind having some sweets as a gift. But items that can be tied to experience or are more sentimental in nature make for much better gifts. Shouldn't gifts be more long-term value? If you give someone food, they're just going to eat it, and within a day it will be gone. Whereas if you get someone a book or clothes, they'll be able to keep it for far longer. But what makes you think that food can't have any sentiment attached? Can't have any sentiment attached. Well, chocolate has sentiment attached to it, I believe. But what makes you think that food doesn't have any sentiment attached? If you give someone food that you made yourself, there's still a lot of thoughtfulness going into it. Like chocolates, they're a pretty popular gift. Yes, but not as Christmas presents, they are typically suited for White Day or Valentine's Day. Also Christmas, because I always get that fucking chocolates as a bonus, let's say like that. Okay, this is a tough question. Why is someone asking me that so out of the suddenly? Okay. And besides, I didn't say anything about them not being sentimental. Well, you sure seem to be implying it. Who said that gifts absolutely have to last forever? You said Christmas was supposed to be more than a gift exchange, but it seems like you're pretty hung up on the gift spot. Whoa, looks like this might be heating up. Let's over to Monica and Sayuri, who shrugged back at me. Should we do something? I thought Monica isn't much of a mediator. It's only because you're taking this tradition and eliminating all the emotions involved in it. Huh, but all I'm saying is that people have different feelings towards these things. But anyway, aren't you the one imposing your own taste on others? Not everyone wants book for Christmas. You're the one who's deriding my opinions. Yeah, for someone who supposedly cares a lot about other feelings, you don't seem to care about mine. What? The only thing I've been saying is that money isn't a bad gift option. And food too. All this time I've just been defending my own position. Why the heck are you attacking me over this? I'm not attacking. I'm just saying that you don't seem to care about Christmas spirit at all. You shouldn't try to take advantage of these traditions for your own selfish reasons. Is that a point? I believe so. You shouldn't be selfish on Christmas. Christmas is a tradition that is not to be selfish about. Wait a bit. Natsuki goes red with anger, clearly fuming. Selfish? I'm selfish for having an opinion about what I personally want for Christmas? Do you have any idea? So I can't care about what I get, or I'm a bad person? You crap, look over at Monica and Sayuri, who stare back at me, eyes wide. Monica nods her head and at them, as if to encourage me to break it up. Man, why me? Well, I guess I might be considered the closest to Yuri at this point, but still, either way, I would better intervene fast before someone says something they really regret. But whose side should I pick? Natsuki has pretty much been on the defensive all the time, and she's actually made some pretty good points. But as much as I would hate to say, if I back up Yuri, I'll probably get brownie points with her. In any case, I would better say something fast, so I'll just pick Yuri, of course. We have no problem in that, I believe. This is getting too frustrating. I believe that if we choose Natsuki, all the hard work we've had to get here will vanish. And if we pick Yuri's, we'll keep going on our road. So yeah, you already know who I'm choosing. Natsuki. My sudden shot settles Natsuki out of her anger for a moment. What? I probably should have thought more. Do you think you've been a bit harsh on him? What are you talking about? She's the one being validating my opinion. But don't you think she had some good points though? You smile gratefully at me as I say this. However, Natsuki is cold-tempered, the warmth feel from Yuri's smile. And what points are those? Well, the part about caring about what you give to someone, for one thing. Like she said, the best gifts are the ones that you can keep for years and years, because those are the ones that will carry a ton of memories. Whereas money and food, well, they're one and done types of things. I mean, I wouldn't turn up my nose at them, but they're not very memorable, are they? Yeah, that's exactly what I was trying to get at. And in my experience, the more thought that gets put in the gift, the better the gift usually is. Well, yeah. Let's keep going. Okay. Money. That doesn't particularly require much thought to give. Yeah, at least buy the recipient a gift card instead of out giving them money, you know. But gift cards are so annoying. I don't go to a lot of places that use gift cards, and there's always a little change left over that forces you to spend more. And what are the chances that you'll gift someone something that they'll cherish forever, huh? Aren't those things usually expensive? Not really. What if I don't have anything that I really need? Joke's on you, you don't receive a gift. Nah, just kidding, but there's always something we want. How am I supposed to cling to someone irrelevant gift forever? Noski, don't you think you're being a little materialistic? Plus, not everyone wants money or food, you know. I think you're looking at Christmas too efficiently. Yes, part of the gift giving tradition is getting your loved ones presents that you know they would be able to cherish. Not just crossing off a checklist of everyone you feel obligated to get presents for. You might not think it, but irrelevant gifts could easily become relevant if the right emotions are put into it. Never said that everyone should get money and food. I never said any of those things. No one. You guys never listen to what I say. All I said was that I like getting those things as a present. But I guess only one view of Christmas is allowed, right? You can't have any of my opinions, right? Natsuki, shut up. You guys. For a moment it looks like Natsuki is about to blow up on us. It was only she almost visibly deflates, the anger is seeping out of her. Whatever, forget it. Can't win against you guys if he's just... Wait, what? Can't win, he's just gonna take his girlfriend's side no matter what. Yuri turns red the moment she hears the word girlfriend. Even though Yuri's in the wrong. We're not whatever. She snorts as her anger pans around the room, landing on each of us for just a moment before moving on. Should be expecting you guys to understand. Really, I guess it's my fault for thinking about that others would think like me. Probably just have things twisted around in my head. Natsuki, I understand what it's. Natsuki hesitates for a second, as if deciding whether to say something. Nothing. Hey Natsuki, we never meant for you to think that your opinion weren't legitimate. Isn't that right? Yeah, yes. Apologies if it came out that way. Yeah, I think they just got too into the argument. That's definitely a thing I've seen happen in the debate club, that's for sure. But I think we can all just agree to disagree, right? I admit that I may have been harsh during our argument. Argument? I would call that a fight, but still. Ugh. So sorry for that. I just feel strongly towards this, so... Do you have lots of good memories about presents you got for Christmas? Yuri smiles gently as she recalls her Christmases. Yes, my parents always chose exactly the right presents for me. I still have every single one of the gifts they gave me. Christmas is one of my favorite holidays for a reason. But to return from that tangent, Monica's right. I believe we're both adamant in our positions, so shall we agree to disagree? Sure. Hey, between money and food or books and clothes, I think I would probably be obsessed with the anime box set or a new video game. Natsuki rolls her eyes and mutters something under her breath that sounds suspiciously like useless. Or how about a new anime figurine, look? Huh. Honestly, there are the few cute ones that I've had my eye on. But that's not something I'm just going to admit to the girls. What do you mean by new? You don't even have any figurines. Haha, I just assumed. I'm almost afraid to ask about your opinion of me as a person. She thinks you're a NEET. I'm not even a NEET. I'm at school right now, getting an education. Haha, don't worry, I'm just teasing. Don't actually think there's anything wrong with owning an anime figurine. After all, some of them are pretty cute. Yeah, they are. Do you have any Natsuki? I know you like anime, so nah, too expensive. I would rather work on my manga collection than start a figurine collection. That's probably a wise decision. It's hard enough just working on collecting one thing. So you collect things too, Yuri? Ah, yes, just a few things. I'm guessing books are one of those things, right? There are not enough information that chicks read for some reason. Yeah, knives as well. I actually would like to start a knife collection. Not for the same reasons, but I actually like knives. I'm pretty good with them. So meh. Okay, everyone. Now that that's over, since everyone is here now, how about we get on with this? We get on with the Secret Santa. Sure thing. Ah, my apologies. I didn't realize everyone was waiting for us to finish. Yeah, right. Monica steps forward with the classic red and white Santa hat. Wait, what? Monica steps forward with the classic red and white Santa hat. There's a faint rustling of paper from within. Well, guys, don't be shy. Take a name out of the hat, and whoever you get is who you have to buy a gift for. We'll probably get Yuri, I believe, so this is a road after all. Okay, wait a bit. I'll go first. Her hand disappears into the hat for a moment. She withdraws it, and after taking a look at the name on the piece of paper, she slips it into her pocket. Who wants to go next? I'm surprised you didn't ask her who she got, Sayori. Hey, I know how Secret Santa works, thank you. I laugh as she pouts and sticks her hand into the hat. Much like Monica, she also slips the paper into her pocket. Both Natsuki and Yuri follow suit, leaving me last. There's only one piece of paper at this point, so it's pretty quick. And I got Yuri. Look over at her, but she is sporting a remarkably good poker face. In fact, everyone is, so it's impossible to even guess who the recipients are. If I had to if I had to guess, Yuri is with me and I'm with Yuri. Natsuki is probably with Sayori and Sayori is with Monica. Monica probably has Sayori back. Or Monica has Natsuki. It's between that three that can be changes, but we probably are with Yuri and Yuri is with us. Mem. I don't know. Well, that's that. This should be interesting, haha. Wait, hang on. Where are we all going to meet? We hadn't got around to sorting that. Maybe we could have Christmas party at someone's house. Can't do it in mine house, sorry. Me neither, my parents wouldn't approve. I wouldn't mind doing it mine, neither of my parents are home, so it's pretty much an empty house. You guys okay with Christmas party around mine then? There's a general murmur of agreement. Wait, what about food? Oh, that's a good question. To be honest, I reckon I could have a stab at trying to cook some food for us. Maybe some teriyaki, something like that. You? Make food for us? Yeah, what's wrong with that? No, you could cook. Me neither. Yeah, look at her face. He always used to binge on junk food and recently made meals. That doesn't really fill me with confidence. Hey! Not underestimate him, everyone. I've tried his cooking before and he's definitely a fast learner. Wait, what? When was it? When was this? All the three girls turned to look curiously at Yuri, which typically prompts a flustered expression. That expression. It looks like the expression of someone who isn't socially capable of handling this kind of situations. She came over to my place a few times, in fact. She's the one who taught me the basics. Where you learn to cook is beside the point, though. More importantly, I feel like it's a bit much to ask looking to both host and party and cook the food. Ah, that's true, it's a lot to put on his shoulders. I think he can handle it. It's fine, guys. It's not like I have too much to do. Much to host. I have to do much to host it, right? And I wanted to test out my cooking skills anyways. Well, if you're sure, then thanks for having us. It should be a lot of fun, guys. I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, me too. I haven't had a Christmas party in ages. You're getting better, be so up to snuff. Jeez, no pressure then. Haha, give him a chance, Nasky. Anyways, now that our party has been sorted, why don't we share some poems now? So now it's the day of his Christmas day, isn't it? Today is the day I'll be spending with Nasky. Of all people, I was pretty surprised when she texted me last night asking if she could go Secret Santa shopping with me. Turns out that her Santa is Sayuri, so I guess Nasky figured I would be the best person to shop with. Was hoping to spend the day with Sayuri, but I didn't want to see that what Nasky would be like if I rejected her, so... Then again, I suppose Nasky's blunt nature would help me pick a decent present for Yuri. I mean, a book always works. But nah, I'll leave it. You wouldn't know a book that she haven't read yet. There are quite a few people here, but I'm able to spot Nasky's distinctive pink hair quite easily. She spots me and makes her way over. Ready to go? Ready when you are, lead the way. So, seeing as Sayori is your best friend, any ideas of what I should get her? Truth be told, not really. Not the best when it comes to Christmas presents. Really? You don't know? Nah, sorry. Anyway, let's just look around in a few stores and see what we find. I mean, we're not in a rush, right? I guess. We proceed down the street, keeping our eyes peeled for any suitable shops, all the while snow softly falls onto our heads, as lots of other Christmas shoppers bustle around. Wait, this one could work. I peer at the shop entrance. It's clothes shop. Pretty solid place to start, although I don't really know what her fashion sense is like. I mean, you could just play it safe and get her a new bow. She's had that red one for as long as I can remember, so she might appreciate a new color. Yeah, but let's have this discussion inside, cause I'm freezing. Haha, sure thing. We make our way to the section selling air bows. Man, I didn't even know such a demand for bows existed. So many different colors, shapes, designs. What do you think of this one? She holds a bright pink one. I can't help but feel like the choice was influenced by her own taste, rather than what Sayuri would like. It's okay, I guess. She knows her eye at me, clearly expecting more positive response. Look at this one. It looks like it would really bring out Sayuri eyes, don't you think? Yeah, I guess it could work. It just needs something else, though. At the moment, it's just kinda plain. I almost bring up how the pink bow she just showed me was also plain, but decide against it at the last moment. And something else? Yeah, she takes the bow from my hands and looks it over for a moment. You know, you can get some sort of design on it. Oh, you can? You can. She rolls her eyes. Boys. Yes, dummy, you can. Like an embroidery. Oh, that's a good idea. Why didn't I think of that? She shrugs her shoulders. Beats me. You're her best friend. Well, what about something from one of her poems? Like, pause trying to recall salient phrases from Sayuri poems. Was our festival recital really 3 months ago? Happy thoughts? Seems to sum her up really nice. I know if I would find a use for you eventually. No way. Is this a compliment for you I'm detecting? Shut up. I chuckle. Progress is progress. Anyway, now that we have Sayuri sorted, what are you gonna get for Yuri? No way, let me guess. A book. No, actually. Huh? Weird, I thought that would be the obvious choice. Yeah, it is. That's precisely why I want to avoid it, you know. I would never been the greatest when it comes to picking out gifts, but I really want to make a special effort for Yuri. I don't really get why, but whatever, I guess. Anyway, so if you're not gonna get her a book, then what? I think back at the time I spent with Yuri. Think, Lucky, think. Try something outside the box. It's weird seeing you think so hard. I didn't even know you were capable of it. Yuri. I didn't even know you were capable of it. I pull an impressed face. It's almost Christmas, Nasky. Would it really kill you to show some festive niceness? It would. I roll my eyes and mutter under my breath. Typical. Well, if you don't want to get her book, you're kinda stumped. All she likes are books and tea, so that's it. Eh? A teapot. Man, how did I not think of that? Because you're a... Come on. I know this is just a shop. Okay, jeez. Holy shit, this is a nice place. Typical Japanese tea shop. As we enter the china shop, the visual overload hits like a truck. A huge variety of ornaments ranging in color, design, size and price. Where do I begin? Whoa. We're gonna be here for a while, aren't we? Sorry, I just want to make sure I get a good present for her. Didn't realize china shops had this much to choose from. It's sweet that you're making this much effort for her, Yuri. Really? I awkwardly scratch the back of my neck. You think so? Anyway, what do you think of this one? I said the teapot she holds in her hand is fairly small but sports an articulate pattern complete with the flying doves. Artistic to say the least. Not a bad choice actually. How much is it? She lifts up the teapot allowing me to read the sticker on the bottom. Jeez, do they think we're made of money? Nah, that's too much. A shame though, it's really nice. She sets it back on the shelf. I stare at it wistfully as I pass by. What's your budget? I dig through my pockets and pull my wallet. Mom left me a lot of money the last time I saw her. A time that feels like such a long time ago. At the absolute limit, 4,000 yen? Natsuki eyes widen for a moment, but she doesn't say anything. We've been browsing the shop for about 15 minutes. For the most part, it's been fairly quiet. Every so often we call out each other trying to get the opinion on a potential choice. Although I'm not used to Natsuki presence, I would be lying if I said this was unenjoyable. My gaze eventually settles on a tempting-looking dark blue and white teapot. Not too dissimilar from the first one Natsuki picked out. Both teapots are sport artistic patterns, although this one lacks the dove motif. The darkness of the blue reminds me of Yuri's hair and eyes. It contrasts nicely against the white. Hey Natsuki? Yeah? Come here for a sec. What do you think of this one? She pauses for a moment, studying the object in my hands. Not my kind of color scheme, but I guess I can see Yuri liking this. The shape's pretty cool though. I've never seen a spiral shape on a teapot before. Let alone on a teapot that actually looks good. I hope to God that this isn't too expensive. 3,850 yens. Cutting it fine. Yeah, this one will do nicely. Alright, come on, let's pay and get the move on then. Bags in hand, we step back out in the mall. I'm feeling pretty good about myself. I really think Yuri will enjoy the gift. Hey, Lucky. Yeah? She looks down at the ground. What does Yuri think of me? Yeah? Where is it coming from? She idly picks at her coat. Well, Yuri and I sometimes fight. I take a considerable amount of mental effort to bite back a sarcastic response. And I kinda wish we wouldn't. Like the argument we had about Christmas presents, although I do feel like we've been getting better a lot more over the past few months. I don't go around thinking we're best friends or anything. Haha, I wasn't going to. Anyway, it feels like we can talk like normal friends would. Most of the time, anyway. Sometimes it feels like she's really nervous about saying the wrong thing, and it doesn't help that I don't know her at all that well. So there's still a barrier between us. I get that, Natsuki. It took me a bit of time to come out of the shell. I'm still working on that, to be honest with you. But I think Yuri is just naturally reclusive. And you're doing fine. She can be kind of mysterious and hard to understand, but I reckon that with enough time, you'll be able to grow a lot closer to her. She nods but still looks away. The troubled look on her face prompts me to continue. Maybe just need to hang out with her one-on-one. You might be surprised at how much you would both enjoy it. I don't know if she would want to. I think it will be fine. She wants to be friends with you too, after all. Besides, like I said, you've been getting along a whole lot better recently. That's gotta count for something. Yeah, I suppose. Guess that you know her pretty well, though. So, she looks at the floor, struggling to get her words out. So, I guess I should take your advice, alright? It seemed pretty hard for her to spit that out. Guess she finds it hard to acknowledge others' help. So, thanks for that, I guess. Anytime, Nasky. I should probably get going, though. Dad doesn't want me home too late. With a small wave, she heads off. I also take my leave. Today went better than I thought it would, so I'm in high spirits. Let's see, it's Christmas? Yes, let's do Christmas Day and then I'll take my leave because I have more to do than be recording, and we are recording for 2 or 3 hours, so yeah. It's not that I don't want to record, it's that I don't have enough time and I still have stuff to do. I just took a bit of my time and it took me 2 hours to finish this video, so let's keep going. Yeah, finally Christmas Day is upon us. It feels strange being alone in the house on such a day. Normally my parents would wake me up and we'll all head downstairs for breakfast. But today isn't the day to lament on how they aren't here. All 4 girls are coming over, and given how much fun I had on Halloween, I'm confident today will be just as enjoyable. They won't be over for a while, but I've got to get a lot of stuff prepared, so let's hop to it. Christmas. I love Christmas, it's one of the holidays I most enjoy. And no, it's not because of the presents, or drinking, which could be one of the reasons, but it's not. It's a lot of stuff. But still, after finishing my morning routine, I find myself standing in front of the sink, idly contemplating what to cook for everyone. Fast food is an option, but that lacks Christmas touch, so I decide to riffle down the cabinets, hoping that I can throw something tasty together. I am still nowhere near Yuri's level, but if I keep a level head and focus on what I'm preparing, I should be okay. Yeah, I've got time. Once I decided on a dish, I hunt for the relevant ingredients. Yep, looks like I've got everything. That's the salmon and seasoning sorted. Bowl, check, and check. Let's give this a whirl. Okay, now to put the plastic wrap on top of this. It's open, come on in. Sorry, I would come out, but I'm in the middle of preparing this dish and it's super fiddly. Haha, that's okay. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to you too, Monica. She sniffles the air. Smells promising so far. I chuckle. So far being the operative words there. I'm sure it'll be fine. What kinds of dishes can you make? Teriyaki salmon, which is what I made today, along with veggie stir fry, also dumplings. Not together, of course. Obviously. Would you mind getting that? She obliges and heads to the front door. 2 pairs of footsteps make their way towards the kitchen, and familiar red bow suddenly appears in the doorway. Hi guys, Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to you too, Siri. Well, that's this portion of food sorted. Now to put the salmon and some stir fry into this container, so I'm free to concentrate on the next batch of food. If this tastes good as it smells, I think we'll all be in for a real threat. Real treat. Haha, I'm glad you think so. Sorry that this isn't particularly Christmassy. So this is what you're making, huh? Eh? Nasky, when did you get here? I didn't hear the doorbell ring. Someone left it open. Whoops, sorry. Typical. Much like Monica, Nasky also pauses to sniff the air. Not bad, not bad. You've got a long way to go until you're on my level, though. We'll see. Well, make sure you don't screw it up. I'll do my best. The doorbell rings and both Sayuri and Nasky slink out of the room to answer it. That must be Yuri. And that's everything done. Time to take it out to the living room. Hey Yuri. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to you too. She glances over the dishes I've just carried over the table. My, it seems like your cooking skills have improved quite a bit. I have you to thank for that. Although I was tempted to get some takeaway, I'm glad I took a chance to try to cook a Christmas meal. Either way, thanks for teaching me. Didn't even dream about making this sort of stuff before I met you. Oh no, you're just a quick learner, that's all. If you say so. Anyway, everything's ready, so right on cue, the other girls wander over. Okay everyone, let's set the table together. I'm sure you're all as eager as I am to dig in. Yep. Uh-huh. That makes 4 of us. That makes 5 of us. Well, that's the moment of truth. Dig in, guys. There's plenty to spare too. Wait, with slight anticipation as the girls start serving themselves. This is the first time I've made food for multiple people, so I've got absolutely no idea what to expect the reaction to be. Hey, yeah? Please don't tell me I messed up. She swallows loudly and grins at me. This is really good. Yuri, don't kill my heart like this. It's too much pressure to cook for someone. I know that for a fact. This is really good. Not really big on fish, but this salmon is so tasty. Yeah, she's right. I'm pleasantly surprised. Didn't peg you as a chef when you just first joined. Guess you did alright, yeah. Well, she says that, but she's practically nailing her food. As far 3 out of 4, but the one I'm most anxious to hear from, Yuri. Her eyes are closed and she's slowly showing the food. We all turn to her, and upon her realizing this, she goes bright red and turns away. Sorry, didn't mean to put you on the spot. This is excellent. Eating here like this reminds me of past Christmases that I spent with my family. Yeah, I know how you feel. This is the first Christmas I've spent without either of my parents, so I'm really glad that you guys are all here. I'd be really lonely otherwise. Well, that's what we are here for. I love it when we all meet up after school. We always have too much fun. Kinda. Yeah, Halloween was really fun. It was hilarious seeing how much of a chicken Syrian look you are. Hey, I'm still convinced that I heard footsteps on that creepy voice. Who knows? Maybe the Shinto spirit is still roaming that classroom, looking for its next unlucky victims. Monica, it's Christmas, not Halloween. Can we not talk about that sort of stuff here? Sorry. Monica turns to me. So, when did you learn how to cook? You said you helped, right? Yeah. She taught me the basic stuff a few months ago, and the rest of it was just been practicing through trial and error. Given how much I was able to pick up, maybe you should ask her for advice as well, Sayuri. If I remember correctly, aren't you still a junk food connoisseur? Hey, so were you. Can't deny that. But still, I'll be happy to teach you how to cook some basics meals, Sayuri. Yeah, maybe. So long as we have to spare fire extinguishers and I'm around, we should be fine. Hey, everyone laughs. Well, everyone except Sayuri, who sports a petulant-looking pout. You know I'm just messing, Sayuri. I reach out and affectionately tousle her hair. After a few more minutes, everyone finishes their food. Looks like it's time for the main event. Anyways, guys, now that everyone's eaten, we can move on to the part we've all been waiting for. Who made you as a game show host? I like it. Makes the day exciting. You're referring to the presents, I assume. You bet I am. Hang on. Would you like to help some putting the dishes away? Nah, it's fine. I'll get them later. Are you sure? It's no bother. Positive. Come on, guys. This should be a lot of fun. Indeed it should. Let's see if it really is. Let's go. After briefly handing up upstairs to grab Yuri's present, I speed back downstairs and straight into the living room. It looks like everyone else is already here. Okay guys, everyone's here, so let's begin. Oh, I'm so excited to see what everyone's got to each other. So, who goes first? I will. Sarah pulls out the packages and hands it towards Monica. Ah, from our very own Vice President. Let's see what you got me. A smile illuminates her feature as she unwraps the present. Inside lies a smart-looking diary, combined with a stylish-looking pen. You're always writing stuff down and organizing things, so I thought this would be really useful. Do you like it? Of course I do. Thank you. This is really thoughtful. The two girls share a wide smile as they embrace. Well, we're off into the wholesome start. I don't think I knew, but my last planner is pretty much full, so your timing couldn't be any better. Thank you once again. You're welcome. Yari. I suppose this is my turn now, so here you are, Natsuki. She hands a small wrapped box over the small pink-haired girl. With a look of anticipation and surprise on her face, Natsuki moves to the box on the table. Geez, this is pretty heavy. What is it? That would be telling, wouldn't it? Open it and find it out. Natsuki hastily obliques, and the look on her face goes from anticipation to shock. For a moment there, she just sits there staring at the newly unwrapped gift. From what I can tell, it's a mixer, the kind used for baking. This looks super expensive. Her voice was dropped to a whisper. I'll mention it. You mentioned a while back that your old one was broke, so it seemed like something that would be useful. But this one in particular is like the newest model, so how could you... I mean, it's really expensive, so... Like I said, don't worry about it. It wasn't an issue in the slightest. Although the next time we have a club meeting, I'm expecting a ton of cupcakes. Monica winks at her. Jeez, thank you, Monica. I think this is the softest I've ever heard Monica's voice. Just be a piece of cake with this mixer, so I can definitely make loads of for everyone. That's what I want to hear. Anyway, this is for you, Sayuri. She reaches behind her and pulls out a small wrapped box. Next to Yuri's, I'm looking forward to seeing Sayuri's reaction the most. Sayuri's eyes light up as she takes the box from Natsuki's hands. Her excitability for receiving presents hasn't changed at all since she was a child. Oh, what is it? What is it? Yuri. And before Natsuki can even say anything, Sayuri pulls off the wrapping paper. Oh, a new bow. I love the color. Thank you. No problem. Natsuki lurches over and attempts to give Natsuki a hug, although upon connect, the younger girl flinches away, pushing Sayuri away from her. Ugh, you know I don't like hugs, Sayuri. Oh, sorry, I just got a bit carried away. Anyway, check what's on the bow. Sayuri obliques and brings the bow up to eye level. Oh, there's something written here. Happy thoughts. Yeah, I remember a couple of times over the past few months where you seemed kind of down, so I thought I would use one of the lines on your poems to remind you to smile more. Things don't seem right when you act all weird, so I hope this is a good reminder. Thank you. She looks around the room. Didn't mean to make you all worry. Hey, we all have our days, Sayuri. If anything comes up, feel free to talk to us. She nods her head, cradling the bow close to her chest. Hang on a second. By the process of elimination, it looks like Yuri and Lucky got each other. Monica looks between Yuri and I, with a knowing smirk on her face. Nah, shit. Here we go again. Holy shit, lads. What turned out to be rather convenient for you too, didn't it? Haha. Oh, yes, it appears that we did. What are the chances? Anyway, here you go, Yuri. With a slight anticipation, I give her my present. She extends her hand out and hands me mine, causing us to unwrap our present at the same time. Is this what I think it is? A tea set complete with a kettle. A very Yuri present for sure. Yes, it's a tea set. I thought you would like it, especially when we read together. Plus it comes with a few different types of tea, so I thought you could experiment a little. Here, this is really thoughtful, and I would love to try out new flavors with you. So yeah, once again, thank you. Yuri looks thoroughly relieved. Looks like she is not used to giving presents to other people. Well, what would you say? What would you say would happen if you would receive the same gift that you gave him? Yuri. Who would say? Yuri, yuri. I wish. It was a good thing that I had something similar in school, but you have to describe that person before handling it or some. Yuri looks thoroughly relieved. Looks like she's not used to giving presents to other people. Anyway, what'd you make of my gift? Oh, sorry, I was just. My. This is gorgeous. What is it? Looks like a teapot. A really fancy one, mind you. Yep, that's precisely what it is. I was going to go with the book at first, but I didn't know which books you already had, so that was a risk I didn't want to take. So I thought, well, let's think outside the box a little, you know. I thought that design on the teapot was really nice and intricate, and it kind of reminded me of you. Okay, that sounded a lot less romantic in my head, and with everyone else listening too. Anyway, I know you like tea, so I thought this would be a safe bet. That's very thoughtful of you. Not only is this design wonderful, but you clearly had my interest in mind when you bought it. She is quiet for a moment or two. The other girls look around each other. No one is quite sure what to say. Well, I'm glad you like it, Yuri. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to you too. To my surprise, she scoots closer towards me and tentatively wraps her arms around me. The motion surprised me at first, but I quickly leaned back into her touch, enveloping my arms around her as well. A pleasant scent of mint and lavender fills my nose, and I'm surprised by the comfortable warmth of Yuri's touch radiates. For a moment I'm lost in her embrace. A strong, strangely familiar feeling rests its way out of my heart and courses through my entire body. It makes me forget that there are other people in the room. An awkward throat clearing pulls me away from Yuri. So what's next? Truth to be told, I didn't plan this far ahead. I thought everyone would want to go home after exchanging presents, but if you guys want to stick around, you're more than welcome to. I've got some board games if we could play. Yeah, that sounds fun. They better not be boring. The last time it was movies. I thought we were going to see movies, but still. They better not be boring. How about this? Pull out a box, one illustrated by an image of a large brain. So immediately brighten up. Oh, we haven't played this in a while. Cranium. Given the variety of talent in the room, I reckon that'll be a great pick. What's this? I've never tried it before. Me neither. Don't worry. The basics are pretty simple to pick. You think. I'm confident you'll pick up everything quickly. Even you, Nasky. What do you mean? Anyways, let's start, guys. Chuckling at the irritated look on Nasky's face, I pull a small table towards me and set the board down, along with all of the playing cards. It's pretty straightforward, guys. See this dice? Roll it and you'll land on a colored square. Whenever you land on a square, you'll have to draw a card and complete the activity written on it. The activities are split by color, so the blue represents drawing or sculpting with this clay, and the green is where you have to perform something. Perform? Don't worry, it's nothing too crazy, like this one. I took a quick look at the green card. You just have to partner with someone. This song, and they've got seconds to guess. And don't worry, there are some words-based ones, so you're in luck. Yeah, this board game is super fun, guys. There's something for everyone. This actually looks kinda cool. Yeah, I told you. Now let's start. And I was hoping the game is proving to be a big hit. We all have our strengths and weaknesses, meaning no one has a distinct advantage. It's fairly even so far, and everyone's enjoying it. It's currently Yuri's turn, and she throws the dice, which lands on the color yellow. Word form again. Lucky you, hey? Okay, here's your challenge. Lean forward to take a yellow card from the box. I'm going to give you a word, and you have 40 seconds to spell it. That should hopefully be enough time. But here's the catch, you've got to spell it backwards. And on your first try. Well, this certainly helps the hand, doesn't it? She takes a deep breath. Okay, I'm ready. That's my word. With my hands ready to flip over the small timer, I read the word aloud. Pavlovian. Oh, that's odd. Immediately Yuri face adopts a look of intense concentration. N A I. Yep, keep going. V. Pavlovian. O L P. O L. Doing well. V. More seconds tick by. It looks like about 30 seconds have gone. A P. Yeah. Yeah, that's right. You're so smart. G is not gonna lie, that's not alphabet. You're too kind. I simply had an easy word, that's all. Have some pride in yourself, Yuri. You did well. Anyway, you passed, so you get to roll again. I just hope I don't get a green. The look on her face when she indeed lands on the green is priceless. Oh, hang on. I've got it. Tennis elbow. Yes, her eyes fly open right as the timer runs out of sand. Nasky blue activity involved her drawing a phrase, but the catch was that she had to do it with her eyes closed. Personally, I was a little dubious over her picking Sayuri as the teammate who had to guess. But hey, she got there in the end. Look at that elbow. Looks like a floppy strand of a spaghetti. As if you could draw even better with your eyes open. Whatever you say, spaghetti arms. Hey, Nasky, why don't you roll again? Yes, Sayuri, always tactical at the best moments. Yeah, sorry, always tactical at the best. Siri. Always tactical at the best moments. Who knows? No, seriously, red again? Not much of a fan of a data head questions, hey? I would be if they were actually answerable. I mean, who would believe that Theodore Roosevelt named his son Kermit? Miss Piggy? Sir and Monica laugh as Nazi scoffs. Your New Year's resolution should be get a better sense of humor. I know it looks like it's working so far. Just with the two girls laughing. Whatever, just give me my card. Here you go. Well, this one is multiple choice at least. What's it said? In the legal field, what does perjury mean? Deliberately not turning up to court, deliberately telling a lie under oath, or attempting to bribe judge or jury. How the hell am I meant to know this? Aren't there any animes out there involved trials or something? Why would I want to watch that? That sounds really boring. It's not! It's fun! It is fun to see how they fun service everything that got in anime. Anyway, sheesh, I don't know. Well, you've got 10 seconds to make a decision, so just choose one. C? She flips the card over. B, come on, who would know that? I did. Big surprise it is. Don't worry, I didn't know you did it. You guys really need to brush up on your Layton. Yeah, 'cause we're all living in the Middle Ages, aren't we? Grumbling Natsuki sets the card back at the back of the pack. After a while, the game eventually winds down to a close. It's definitely come down to the wire between Monica and Yuri. Monica's musical abilities had proven to be very useful in the star performer category, where the user had to hum or sing a tune and get the others to guess. Yuri, on the other hand, excelled at the word-based activities. She rarely got one of them wrong. After Ten's final round, Yuri eventually pulls through and it's declared the winner. Even though Natsuki, Sayuri and I didn't really have much of a chance of winning, it was still enjoyable to play and watch the showdown between Monica and Yuri. Well, that was a close one, Monica. It certainly was. Well played. Despite being a loser, Monica accepts her defeat gracefully, sportsmanship at its finest. Well, that's happened. I don't know about you guys, but I had a lot of fun. We should definitely play this more often. Yeah, hearing you frantically hum those tones was very funny. And you guys all had the honor to seeing my awesome drawings. I stretched a yawn, hearing a satisfying click from my joints as I do. So, time really has flown. Yeah, anytime you guys wanna play, just give me a buzz. This has been a really fun Christmas. There's a general murmur of agreement as we all start cleaning up. Thankfully, there aren't too many pieces, so the task is relatively straightforward. You know, you kind of remind me of Yuri. Huh? What do you mean? You guys both have really deep look in your eyes when you start focusing on stuff. It looks weird, but it suits you. I do? Monica nods. I notice it as well. Don't worry, it's not a bad thing, haha. Although it is rather uncanny seeing such a deep look on someone that isn't Yuri. It is something I've grown to associate with only her. Huh. With everyone's attention on me, I'm not really sure how to respond. It's true that I have been spending time with Yuri as of so late, but still. Well, I think he looks endearing when he looks like that. Yuri, there you go. Wait a bit. Yuri. I mean, well, duh, of course you would think that. You two are pretty much together, like, all the time now. Well, the conversation has taken a fast detour into hot water. Speaking of which, I'm curious, are you two officially going out? Monica, the intense blush on Yuri's face face mirrors my own feelings. Why did Monica have to put us on the spot like that? I mean, we aren't. Both of our faces are practically on fire. While it's true we aren't boyfriend and girlfriend, I definitely wouldn't mind if we were. Haha, don't worry about it. We're just teasing. Anyway, I think everything is packed away, so I'm going to have to get going. It's late after all. Thank you again for the gift. Oh, you're welcome, Monica. I should probably get going as well, too. Yeah, same. See you all soon. Bye, guys. Yeah, see you. They all look curiously at Yuri. Sticking around for a bit, Yuri? Huh. Oh yes, I wanted a cup of tea, if that's okay. She looks imploringly at me. Yeah, that's cool. I'll put the board game away, so feel free to make yourself at home in the kitchen. The other three girls depart, leaving an awkward silence between Yuri and I. At least it's cut short by her excusing herself. After carefully checking that everything is in the rightful place, I slot the board game back into this position in the cupboard. Hey Yuri, don't worry about that stuff. She was taking the plates and I was in the process of washing them as I entered the kitchen. Oh no, you were kind enough to serve us, so this is the least I can do. Are you sure? Are you sure? I'm the host, so I shouldn't really be making you do this. It's real no bother. Well, if you insist. Still, you gotta let me help, okay? She nods as I roll up my sleeves and pull on some rubber gloves. We wash the dishes together, slowly inching closer until the outshells are practically touching. A comfortable silence descends upon us, a silence that I'm surprised Yuri breaks first. It feels strange spending Christmas with people other than my family. First time? She nods slowly. Parents not around at Christmas this year. You could say that, yes. Her parents died, probably. You could say that, yes. My mother would usually make teriyaki salmon and turkey, and then we would follow it through with cake. Vanilla or milk chocolate was always my family firm favorite. Oh shit, I should have gotten dessert. I mean, I forgot something, I'm sure. I'm sorry, Yuri. I know I forgot something, I'm sorry, Yuri. I totally slipped my mind. Kiss my softly, and please don't worry about it. The fact that you cooked for me and everyone else today was more than I could have asked, probably. Oh well, I'm glad to hear that. I had no idea how the food would turn out, so this is reassuring to hear. Good thing I had a good teacher, hey? Playfully nudged her with my elbow, causing her to blush. It was nothing. Her blush remains as we carry on washing dishes in silence. Hey, Lucky, yeah? I don't know how to put this, so I apologize if it sounds out of the blue, but I really enjoy spending time with you. The soft, vulnerable way she says it catches me off guard. I enjoy spending time with you, Yuri. The last of the dishes has been cleaned, but we don't move apart. If anything, we grow a little closer. By the way, yes? What exactly are we? What do you mean? You know, when we are cleaning up just now with the others, they asked if we were, well, my god, asking her directly is proving to be exceptionally difficult. I don't know, I've never felt this way about someone before. Yeah, me neither. Sorry, I didn't mean to make this so awkward. She laughed softly as this proximity I can feel her warm breath on my face. It sends a shiver down my spine, but not the unpleasant kind. And she laughed softly as this proximity I can feel the warm breath on my face. As it sent a shiver down my spine, but not the unpleasant kind. No need to apologize. It's a valid question. I guess I just don't know how to answer it. At this point, my heart is positively thumping out of my chest. Is this really happening with Yuri? I guess we don't need all of the answers now. After all, I like what we have now. I do too. We both turned towards each other, causing me to drown in her eyes. Those deep pools of violet, so mysterious, so enticing. The scent of lavender and jasmine all permeates my nose, filling it with a sense of pleasant as the sight in front of me. Tentatively, I find myself reaching out to gently stroke her cheek and brush a lock of hair out of her face. She closes her eyes and briefly and exhales onto my fingers. This just feels so right. We come closer and closer to each other. As a very nerve burns with anticipation, I can almost feel her lips on mine. What's the noise? I break apart the moment all but gone. Who is it? Forgot my present, sorry. Irritation floods through my body. Why couldn't you just have been more careful, Sayuri? Sarah pops into the kitchen and judging by the look of surprise on her face, she definitely didn't expect this. With a start, I realize Yuri and I still have our arms around each other, and as I take my arms off her waist, she quickly removes hers from my shoulders. Yuri. With a start, I realize Yuri and I still have our arms around each other, and as I take my arms off her waist, she quickly removes hers from my shoulder. Sarah's expression dims with what looks like sadness. It's replaced in a flash, though. Did I just imagine it? Sorry, guys. I found it. She picks up the bowl from the kitchen counter. Why it was there is beyond me. By the way, Yuri, do you want to walk home with me? Yuri quickly looks at me. It's almost bleeding. The moment is gone, though, so I bitterly nod. Oh, sure. After carefully scooping up the teapot, she heads to the hallway. Sari is already lingering outside. Sorry. It's okay, Yuri. It's not your fault. Besides, we can just hang out on New Year's Eve, right? Yes, yes, of course. I would like that. I can't help but smile to myself. Even though we were on the verge of kissing, she's still self-conscious about how eager she is to want to spend time with me. Well, we'll make it happen, don't worry. With one last quick hug, she follows Sayuri out, leaving me to process what just happened. It might sound cheesy, but true happiness at Christmas doesn't come from material things, does it? Might sound cheesy, but true happiness and Christmas doesn't come from material things, does it? Who knows, sometimes it does. Okay, what is this? I guess I could make the end of the year though. Nah, it's 3 hours of recording or more. I won't do it, but I want to. Okay, let's do this one last day and December 31. The last year of the day. As I push myself up, my gaze floats across my room. It looks exactly the same, save for the tea set on my desk. In a strange way, it's like Yuri's presence is here with me. A strange feeling courses through me as I recall the shy, nervous look on her face as she handed me the gift. A feeling which only grows stronger as I recall the quiet, intimate moment we had with one another after the other girls left. It's definitely not an unpleasant feeling, but it does feel confusing. I feel warm inside, but it's still a foreign sensation. What exactly are Yuri and I? A part of me wants to take Yuri out on a date, but well, I don't know what to do. Taking her out for coffee or tea seems a bit basic. But she likes tea though. So maybe it's not such a bad idea after all. Who knows, who knows. Having finished my morning routine, I find myself sitting at the kitchen table, idly scrolling through my phone. Maybe some fresh air will help to place my thoughts. That's much better. The air is a little bitey, but I'm wrapped up warm, so it feels more like a refreshing coolness. Unfortunately, I left my clothes at home, so my hands are being subjected to a full wrath of December hair. Man, it would be nice to have your hands to warm mine. Maybe I should just ask her to be my girlfriend. Maybe? I mean, despite her being unsure of what we were, it's obvious that she likes me, right? How do you ask, though? Hey Yuri, I like you, and I think you like me too. Do you want to be my girlfriend? Yeah, that's not working. Now that sounds childish. Yep. Nah, that just sounds childish. Sari and I used to say that stuff to each other after when we were real little. A white bar coming into my peripheral vision snaps me out of my inner turmoil. Hey, I didn't expect to see you about. Looks like you've gone for a walk. Oh hey Monica, yeah, I was in the mood for some fresh air, so here I am. Do you have any plans for New Year's? Kind of. I used to just watch the fireworks on TV with my parents, but they're not around this year. Guess I could just watch them at home. I choose not to divulge the fact that I'm stuck for date ideas. At least not yet. Monica studies me for a moment. Her gaze feels like an X-ray, and I feel like she's somehow reading directly into my mind. Say, would you say that fireworks can be described as romantic? Yeah, forget Paris or the Eiffel Tower. Exploding gunpowder and pyrotechnics are what come to mind when someone says romance. I laugh, but her knowing smirk doesn't move. If I were interested in someone, I think taking them to the fireworks for New Year would be the perfect way to start our relationship. Where is this coming up? Come on, you can't be this dense. Okay, we know you're good this time. You're a good person this time. You're different from what you used to be. But, say, do you have to show that you're aware of everyone's feelings that like that much? Come on, you can't just be a stealth, you know. Showing it, but not showing it directly. You know what I'm getting at. You know what I'm going to, so yeah. Try that. It's, not frustrating, not tiring, but, weird that you can read everyone's mind. At least for them. I'm already used to it. Okay, let's keep going. Come on, look, you can't be this dense. There's a firework display in town. If you head to the Skytree Tower, you'll be granted You'll be guaranteed an amazing view. They start at 10 and finish at midnight. You do have a book. You do have to book, but it's only like 430 yens. Nice way to start a new year, if you ask me. She winks at me. Well, I suppose there's no sense hiding it or trying to play naive. You and I were pretty obvious on Christmas Day. You would say. You wouldn't say. Yaga yaga. Trust me when I say you should take her. You think? I know. I've seen how you two have acted together over the past few months, and to be honest, it's about time you go together. Yeah. Have we really been that obvious? A smile is my only answer, I say. Anyway, what about you? What are you up to today? Don't suppose I'll also see you under the fireworks tonight. Maybe with some hotshot tennis player. I nudge her, but to my surprise she doesn't even smile. It's only when I properly look at her do I see bags in her eyes. She snorts derisively. Don't think there's much chance of that happening. Even her voice sounds a little drained. I've been busy. With what? She hesitates for a moment, looking aside for a moment. Just my parents' business. It's nothing I can handle. Well, just make sure not to push yourself too hard, okay? I know you are present and all, but everyone needs a break. I feel kinda bad knowing that you're encouraging Yuri and I to spend the time together, when it looks like you can't even relax yourself. She looks up at me, surprise written over her face. She looks up at me, surprise written over her face. Thank you, your concern is appreciated. I'll try and bear that in mind. She briefly checked her watch. Is that time already? I've gotta go, unfortunately. Need to pick some stuff up from the shops for my parents. Catch you later. See you, Monica. And thanks for the fireworks suggestion. She smiles and waves, leaving me to ponder her current life situation. Yeah. I just hope she'll be okay. She'll be fine. Don't worry about a thing. She'll be okay. No, for real, she'll be okay. She is pretty much capable of taking care of herself. So meh. Why bother? I know what she's capable of, so meh. I just hope she'll be okay, yeah. Ah well, Monica isn't my focus for now anyway. I dig out my phone and navigate to Yuri. Hey Yuri. Good afternoon, how are you? Yeah, I'm good, thanks. My fingers hesitate over the screen. Are you busy tonight? I think I'm free, why? Little bout of hesitation. Come on, Lucky, she likes you too. Did you want to check out the fireworks with me tonight? Monica mentioned we can go to the Sky Tree Tower. I can see you're typing a message, but the seconds that tick by feel like hours. An awful lot is resting upon those 3 dots. I would love to. Yuri to see. Yuri to see. Hello guys, I'm back. I had something to take care of, but I'm back. So, let's keep going from where we were. I would love to. What time is today start? The feeling of relief coursing through me makes my body feel much lighter. I was even nervous. Monica said they start around 10 PM. So, would you want to come over a bit earlier? We can hang out and then go from my house. Of course, if it's okay with you. If I come over at 10 PM, there are a few errands I need to run. Sure thing. I'll see you at 10 then. At 7 then. I look forward to it. Well, all things considered, that could have gone a lot worse. Although I'm relieved, I can't help but feel apprehensive about how tonight will go. I mean, Yeah, why didn't you thought that earlier? Yeah. Under the fireworks, unused, usually. Yeah, there won't be anyone to interrupt us. Who knows? There might be other people than just you. I mean, I really hope we don't mess up. Maybe I could Google it? Are you... You gotta be joking, right? Are you fucking kidding me? Google how to kiss a girl? I left as I slipped my phone back into my pocket. Yeah. Man, I really need to get rid of these Christmas decorations. Yeah, I'll do it tomorrow. Besides, I don't think Yuri will mind. It's been a few hours since I got back from my walk. Since then I decided to cook some more salmon teriyaki. As I still had a surplus of ingredients from Christmas Day, I'm still surprised at my own cooking prowess. The day of ready meals and unhealthy snacks seems so long ago. It's safe to say that Yuri has definitely changed my life for the better. I jumped slightly as the sound of my doorbell ringing. Wow, it's really 7 o'clock already. Looks like our date is already upon us. Stay calm, stay calm. With one last quick deep breath, I swing the door open. Good evening. Yuri, hey. Without thinking, I dart towards and wrap her into a hug. This action catches Yuri off guard. That much is obvious by how she startles. She eases into the gesture and tentatively slides her arms around me. She smells wonderfully and feels so warm. Not that I'm complaining, but what brought this on? It's only as we break apart that my brain finally catch up. I don't think I've ever been so far with you before. Did I really just do that? Yes, you did. I don't know. Sorry, I didn't mean to make you feel uncomfortable. No, it's okay. I thoroughly liked it. You're quite a good hugger. You too. Anyway, come in. She smiles gratefully and steps into the hallway, closing the door softly behind her. So, we have 3 hours until the fireworks starts. What would you like to do in the meantime? That is a good question. We normally read a book and cook, right? Well, I've already made some teriyaki and I don't think you have any books on you, right? She nods. And how about try a... Yen? Oh, sorry, a visual novel. A visual novel? Yeah, are you familiar with them? Yes, I am, although I can't say I've tried any myself. They are essentially text-based stories and that you play as a computer or video game, correct? With art such as sprites. Uh-huh. I guess they are kinda like a halfway point between the traditional methods of storytelling you prefer and the manga that Natsuki likes. I suppose that's one way of looking at them. She doesn't look as enthusiastic compared to when we talked about normal book, which is a shame. You don't look too keen. Oh, I don't. Sorry, I didn't mean to look bored or anything. She takes a moment to compose herself. Let's give it a try. I believe it will do me well to try a new medium or storytelling. And I shouldn't be dismissive just because it's different to what I'm used to. So, what did you have in mind? Good damn question. Well, I know how much story means to you. So I've got just the visual novel. Basically, it's about a bunch of students who get locked in the school, and the only way to escape is to kill someone else and not get caught in the class trials that happen after a murder. Trust me, it's full of twists, and I wanna see if someone as smart and analytical as you can figure out who the murderer are in the cases. It really raises a lot of questions about what lengths people will go to survive, and the characters are fantastically written. Ah, a murder mystery? Are there any horror elements by any chance? Unfortunately not. It can get quite intense and some of the chapters are fairly creepy though. Trust me, even without horror I'm pretty sure you'll enjoy it. Okay then. I'll trust you on that. Let's go. Nearly 2 hours have passed. I introduced Yuri to the game. Needless to say, it's proven to be a large hit with her. It's a surprise to be sure, but not an unwelcome one. We've just reached the second trial, and although Yuri was keen to press on to find out who the killer was of the chapter was, we have to move on. A true predicament to you, rage permanently blackening your conscience in the name of freedom? Or can such an act be excused in such circumstances? Obviously murder is wrong and outside of self-defense, never tolerated in society, but it's safe to say that in those walls the regular rules of society don't apply. Somehow I knew you would like it. Anyway, we should probably get going soon. Oh, I almost forgot. For the fireworks we have to book online. Could you search for the tower online? She complies, and within minutes the appropriate phone number is on the screen. Anyway, I need a bathroom real quick, so I'll be back in a second. A date with Yuri and under the fireworks. This really does sound like a stereotype. To my surprise, however, Yuri is just sitting there, awkwardly twiddling her phone in her hands. Yuri? Did you ring them? I kind of assumed you would, given that I went to the bathroom. Oh, no I haven't. Well, I know that she struggles with talking to people face to face, but over the phone as well? Call for her? It's cool, I should have realized you struggle with this other thing, so I shouldn't have left this to you. I'll ring them, don't worry about it. Are you sure? I really should do it myself. I'm sure. With my phone in hand I'd make the booking. Simple enough, just needed our names and I told them we would pay the money when we get there. Done. I can't believe I couldn't even do something as simple as that. Yuri, it's honestly okay. Let's just get going, alright? Okay, sorry. I chuckled to myself. Her New Year resolution should really be apologized last. Yeah, dear. Brr, it's cold out here, isn't it? At least the snow's gone, though. A soft warmth slowly makes its way over my cold hands. I quickly noticed that warmth comes from a very embarrassed and blushing Yuri. You don't mind, do you? I figure out our combined heat we could. She moves to withdraw her hands, but I hold firm. It's okay. Your hands feel real warm, and I like being able to do this with you. As well as a tiny bit of sweat forms on my forehead. Yuri smiles bashfully, but keeps her hands locked around mine. I've never held hands with one before. Yeah, that's just sad. Don't say that out loud. What about their parents? Well, obviously, I've held hands with them, but I mean, in this kind of sense. Yeah, of course, this kind of sense. Neither of us know what it is. Okay, but to be honest, it feels nice, so why bother questioning it? Why are you such a klutz? You are not the guy, pal, trust me. You're not that guy. Same. A quite comfortable silence falls between us. How is it that something as simple as basic as holding someone's hand can make you feel so warm and content inside? It depends on the person. This isn't the only new feeling I've had, to be honest. Spending time with you over the past few months has proven to be a novel experience in many ways. How so? It might sound rather sad. I tenderly rub my finger over back to Yuri's hand. You can say it, Yuri. There's no judgment here. I'm feeling the feeling of having a friend, knowing that there's someone out there who actually cares about me and wants to spend time with me. It's something I've never felt before. Really? Not even with the other club members? Oh, I'm friends with the girls, of course. What I was trying to say is, well, our relationship feels a lot deeper than the bonds I have with those three. I get along with Natsuki, Sierra, and Monica. We can talk about things, but she looks away. With you, it feels like you truly want to be my friend. It feels like I can count on you. More so than I can count on the others. Not to say I don't value on them or anything, Nah, I think I know what you're saying. Like, I'm friends with them as well, but I do feel a connection with you that I don't have with the others. Even with Sayuri, which is saying something. You really mean that? Of course I do. But I find it strange that I'm your first, like, proper friend. I'll have thought someone like you would have plenty of close friends. Someone like me? Yeah. Someone so kind, so thoughtful, so intelligent, and so interesting. She's Marcelli. You're too kind. I just wish the other people see me the way you do. Who knows, if you try hard enough, you can do it. Before I have the chance to pursue that somewhat mysterious sentence any further, you nudge me and points towards the building. This is the tower, yes? Oh, yeah, it is. Let's head inside to pay before we head up. I remember this scenario from somewhere. No, it's not this scenario, it's the scenario from the school. The school rooftop reminds me of that scenario from Fruits of Literature Club. After what felt like a billion flights of steps, we're finally at the top. Yuri is huffing just as much as I am, which makes me chuckle slightly. Looks like we're both as unfit as each other. Wow, the view from up here is incredible. As I gaze over the edge, I'm afforded a lovely view of the entire city. The small pinpricks of yellow light contrast beautifully against the darkness of the sky. Yuri walks over to the edge of the balcony. Her face lights up in awe as she takes in the sight. And honestly, it's hard to tell what's more beautiful. I take my place next to her and instinctively reach for her hand. The shyness in her face is still detectable, but a newfound sense of confidence has largely taken this place. Looking over the city with Yuri's hand in mine makes me feel nostalgic in a way, almost like I'm looking over every memory, every moment, and every event of my life. It's rare that I feel this contemplative and reflective, but there's no denying how enjoyable it feels, getting lost in thought, idly thinking about anything and everything. It's a mental bliss that resonates perfectly with the girl I'm standing with. Okay? Her voice is soft and gentle, as if sensing the immersion of the moment and being worried it is disrupted. Mm-hmm. Do you ever think about all the decisions you've made, all of the actions you've taken, all of the things you've said, all of the friendship and bonds you've made? Sometimes, it's not often, but the moments like these make me quite reflective. I like to do the same. I love all of those choices, decisions, and actions. They make us who we are today. You could say it. You could say that again. Are you happy with the choices you've made? Right now? Definitely. Are you? She looks away for a moment. I think it's safe to say that everyone has their regrets, things they could have done differently, which would have produced better results. Things that they wish they didn't say in an argument, things that they wish they told people while they could. But I think people forget about the things they are happy with. The things they've never traded for the world. And she takes a deep breath. This moment is definitely one of them. She scoots closer to me. At this point our hips are touching and the attractive scent of her perfume wafts its way into my nose. The temptation to just grab her and kiss her right now. I agree 100%, Yuri. There are things I regret too. The past year hasn't been great. What with the divorce and the loneliness. I turn to face her. But all of that is in the past now. Now I'm up here, holding hands with a beautiful girl, ready to celebrate a new year. An intense blush covers Yu's face and she looks away for a moment or two. When she looks back at me, there's a coy smile on her face. I never knew you were this romantic. If you knew who is manipulating all this shit, you would thank me and Monica for all this crap. But still, let's keep going, because that's what the viewers want, and that's what I want to see, so here we go. We steadily move closer and closer, and I feel a warm breath on my face. Closer, closer, until the loud sound of a firework going off makes both of us jump. The familiar feeling of disappointment returns, but only for a moment. The intense colors and fervent display of the first round. The fireworks are too good to ignore. Yo, this art is amazing. Yo, this is some good shit. The once dark sky explodes into life, illuminated by a magnificent display of reds, yellows, greens, and blues, all fighting for dominance in the canvas that is the night sky. As the sounds roar, Yuri slides up to me, resting the back of the head on my neck as she looks up in the dazzling display. Despite the loudness and the brightness of the pyrotechnics, they don't at all feel overwhelming. In a way, it feels like they are our fireworks, our own celebration of not just the new year, but a personal celebration of a newfound relationship between Yuri and I. With a rainbow of colors dancing across the atmosphere, it's hard to believe that the skies were empty, dark blue just a few moments ago. I can't even see the side in front of me reflected in Yuri's violet eyes, another color I could get lost in. These are breathtaking. I've seen Yuri at fireworks before, but only on television, never like this. I feel like I'm up there with them. I knew it was worth the intense cardio to get up here. Which one is your favorite? Oh, there are so many good choices. I love that little purple one. It's not as big or bold as some of the others, but it's a sight of to behold on its own right. I figure you would say purple one. It's a good choice. I'm a sucker for the bigger ones though. The way they shoot up and you know there's going to be a big explosion, it makes the wait worth it. The small firework whistle by moving horizontally across the sky, another whirls by in a frantic spiral, shooting a luminous light as it goes. Another takes the form of a shooting star, leaving the glistening trail in its wake. Did you see that one? I love how it meant to emulate a shooting star. It must be so fun to design fireworks, knowing that your creations will awe and amaze people. There's an almost childlike sense of playfulness in her voice, the kind I would normally associate with Yuri. It's refreshing to see such a pure innocent joy in her. Eventually the fireworks start to wear off. With one last huge explosion, the yellow lights flicker out, leaving the night sky to remain empty once more. Worth it, eh? Definitely. Oh, that was perhaps the best way to start off the year. Thank you for everything. Not that the show is over, we're pretty much back to where we were before we were interrupted. With my heart hammering away, my face inches closer and closer to Yuri's, and this time I know full well that there won't be anything to get in the way. I close my eyes and I feel the warm, soft lips on my own. The feeling is indescribable. It just feels so right. Her pace is slow and passionate, and I'm able to easily match her rhythm. Yuri hums contently as I hold her hips and pull her closer to me. Her hands are linked around the back of my neck, pulling me into the kiss. Gently rest my hands on her neck and the side of her face. The softness of her skin matches the softness of her lips. After a while we eventually break apart. With her face this close to mine I can see every eyelash, and more worryingly the tears that are forming in her eyes. Yuri, are you okay? I'm fine. I'm sorry, that was just a really intense moment for me. Hey, it's okay, take your time. It was pretty overwhelming on my hand as well. I'm here for you, and I'm not going anywhere else. She clings to me a little harder. Do you really mean that? Of course I do. Even if I were to show you the part of me that I'm ashamed of, would you still stay with me, Yuri? That's not even a question, of course I would. I wouldn't leave you for anything. Thank you. Thank you. She wraps her arms around me and rests her head on my chest. I'm a little taken aback, but take the opportunity to plant a kiss on the top of her head. I'm curious, so what exactly did she mean by parts of me that I'm ashamed of? I guess that is the road that I'll have to censor, but I don't know if it's now or never, but still, when it shows, I'll censor it. Nah, now isn't the time to ask. So, guess we're boyfriend and girlfriend now, huh? Yes, I suppose we are. The new semester is going to be interesting, isn't it? Yes, it most definitely will be. With a smile, she gently grasps my hand and leads me down towards the door. I'm still hardly daring to believe my luck. You actually kissed me? Yes. You're a lucky guy, aren't you? That's why your name is Lucky. You must be the luckiest guy in the world. Yeah. I'll be so happy. Acts, hold wounds. Everything I touch crumbles down in this imaginary world. How many times have I rebuilt it? Who knows? Only you. When there's blood, he'll find out. As my eyes slowly flutter open and the vestige sleep leave my body, I run my hands through my hair, thinking about how my life is in its current state. And we'll leave it here because you'll be thinking for a long time until I finally record again. Just kidding. I'll probably record tomorrow. I don't know. I've been full of things to do. So yeah, sorry guys. Either way, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Leave a like, comment down below what you thought of it, and well, I'll see you guys in the next episode. See you on the flip side. And yeah, you know, when I'm too much time far away from the channel, I usually do a long video to suppress that urge to post, and then I start posting little videos. Let's say little. They are almost the same size, but 2 or 1 hour like smaller. Either way, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Leave a like, comment down below what you thought of it, and well, I'll see you guys on the next episode. See you on the flip side. Goodbye, pals.